last but not least, Tyler Ward, escorted by Larry and Pedro Ward. Tyler is a member of our Mini-Con Finance Committee and FBLA Club. He plans to attend a 4-year university majoring in finance with the goal of owning his own company and becoming an entrepreneur. Tyler Ward.
Test 1, 2, test.
Make sure there it is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have one more round of applause for the 2021 Homecoming Corps?
Yep.
The King and Queen will be crowned at tonight's halftime. Enjoy the game and let's go Wildcats.
Broadcasting live tonight from Dallastown, Pennsylvania at Wildcat Stadium, it's Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner, Dew Jones, who will momentarily join me in tonight's live broadcast as we bring the game to you tonight. Dew, welcome, partner. Another, it's a warm one. It doesn't feel like football weather, more like baseball weather today. Temperature reached 82 degrees. You know, we're kind of dressed up a little bit tonight because it's homecoming day right here at Dallastown, and I feel a bit overdressed for the weather today, but nevertheless, we're here ready to go with a big game here between Spring Grove and Dallastown. And Dew, your thoughts on tonight's matchup?
Oh, again, should be a great matchup tonight, Dallastown versus Spring Grove. This is our third time filming at Dallastown.
Yeah, it's almost becoming home turf for us here. And this is the first year we've been invited to be here at Dallastown, and we thank the AD, Josh Lookenball, for allowing us to come here, Coach Ron Miller, and we're set up on the visiting side tonight. But I'll tell you what, they come in here. Spring Grove comes in with his top running back, Zyree Brooks, a 1,000-yard rusher. Keep an eye on him, and that's one of my keys to tonight's game. How will Dallastown's defense do in terms of containing and stopping Zyree Brooks?
Yeah, Zyree Brooks is already a 1,000-yard runner this year, rusher for Spring Grove. He's having a great season. I think he has around 15 touchdowns, I believe, as well?
Yeah, he's in the teens, and he had an impressive performance last week. I was up at Spring Grove last week to see them take on Central. Central won, but he had 200 yards rushing last week against Central and a 62-yard touchdown run. So keep an eye on running back Zyree Brooks for Spring Grove. On the opposite side for Dallastown, number 1, Kenny Johnson. Keep an eye on him. He was one of our players of the game back here a few weeks ago, right here at Dallastown.
Absolutely, and also key for Dallastown tonight is Dylan Lease. Their starting quarterback, and also their linebacker is not playing tonight for concussion protocol.
Concussion protocol. It'll be Owen Strauss. Now, he's also a volunteer firefighter, junior firefighter.
Wow.
An impressive young man. He's going to be starting quarterback. We mentioned Kenny Johnson, number 1. He's at Penn State. I mean, he obviously has an offer from Penn State, and he picked up one from UConn this week, and it'll be interesting to keep an eye on him. And conversely, how will Spring Grove Rockets defense stop Kenny Johnson do?
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. I haven't seen a defense yet stop Kenny Johnson. He's a great route runner. He has great hands. He has speed that can kill. And, it's going to take a collective effort tonight for Dallastown to pull off this win. They're in their home. They're at home. This is their home field, so they have that advantage. But, Spring Grove is in here with something to prove. They're looking to bounce back after that, pretty much that, I'm not going to say a beat down, but, what Central put on them last week. So I know they're ready to bounce back and show people that they're ready to compete in the YIAA.
Yeah, Coach Sprankle, I had a chance to talk to him beforehand. He says the team's fairly healthy and ready to go, coming off that loss to Central last week. And, of course, Dallastown has something to fight for tonight. It's homecoming game tonight, and it should be quite interesting. We may even go down on homecoming court. I feel we're dressed for the occasion and have a chance to meet the homecoming court. At halftime, they're going to announce the king and queen here as their dance will be held tomorrow. A lot of homecoming dances coming up this weekend. I know Central York will have theirs, as will Red Lion, one of the crosstown rivals for this Dallastown ball club.
Yeah, it's a full season for a lot of teams in the YIAA. You know, like we always say, COVID was really rampant last year, shut down a lot of things. But this year, a lot of teams are playing their full season. You know, Coach Ron Miller is back.
He's back. He was sick a few weeks
ago. But he had a chance to watch the game from our sportscast.
And I think he's having relatives. He told me pregame watching from Tennessee. Hello to Ron Miller's family in Tennessee. He looks back. He's back. He's healthy, ready to go. Pick up win 6 tonight because this Dallastown team next week will play host to the Central York Panthers right here.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game. And also, we also want to tell the fans that we got a couple other matchups that's coming up this year to finish off our regular season. Have a potential volleyball matchup.
Yeah, we talk about Spring Grove at Central, October 21st. There's a strong possibility that Sports Shooting Stars will be at Central to broadcast that game. And moreover, how about the county championships that will be held here at Dallastown? Not here on this field, but down at the gymnasium just down the hill.
Absolutely, and that should be a great matchup. There's a lot of good volleyball teams, female volleyball teams in the county. And also our season finale will be York High versus Central York, which is pretty much maybe the county championship. We don't know as of yet, but it could be a potential county championship game.
Dallastown may have something to say about it. As you see over our shoulder, the Spring Grove Rocket football team has entered the playing field here tonight. And, of course, you'll see Dallastown will enter through their inflatable Wildcat here. And no better time than maybe to make our way up to the booth and start calling the game.
Yeah, and as we go up to the booth, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors for tonight. We have 5 sponsors. Of course, Basil Insurance, our good friend Greg Basil of Basil Insurance, family owned since 1999, located at 2210 West Market Street, York, PA, 17403. You can check them out. Give them a call, 717-792-6400.
Integrity First Home Buyer. Sports enthusiast Eric Brewer of Integrity First Home Buyer has been an avid supporter of the program for the past 5 seasons. They're located at 2500 Kingston Road right here in York, Pennsylvania. And let's not forget Parma Pizza.
Yes,
just a long throw away from this stadium.
Absolutely. Darren's here for Parma's Pizza. Also want to give a quick shout out to S3 Performance Training, located at 2810 East Prospect Road, York, PA. They specialize in individual and group performance to help every athlete reach their maximum potential, and also Prestige Motor Cards.
And let's not forget Dean's Auto Plaza as well in Hanover, York County's #1 giant truck and car wholesaler. And just over the shoulder of us, the Dallastown Wildcats have entered the playing field, and this is going to be a big matchup. Dallastown comes in with 2 losses, only against Hempfield and York High. Conversely, Spring Grove only has 1 loss. That was last week's game at Central in their Paper Maker Stadium. So they're looking to come off a loss with a big win tonight here and kind of spoil the homecoming for Dallastown tonight. We're seconds away from the national anthem being played here at Wildcat Stadium.
Also, want to add Dean's Auto Plaza, located at 6851 York Road, Hanover, PA, 17331. Phone number 717-632-9989. York County's #1 giant truck and car wholesaler.
Not too far from the Spring Grove Rocket territory up there, Dean's Auto Sale. And we thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast. We're going to
please remove your hats as tonight's national anthem is presented by a trumpet quintet featuring current and alumni members of the Wildcat Marching Band.
There you have it, sports fans, a stirring rendition of our national anthem played by the Dallastown Band and alumni band members here in attendance tonight as a nice crowd settles in here at Dallastown. Well represented, also a Spring Grove Rocket fan base here, in attendance as we've set up along the Rocket side here, bringing you the action this Friday night.
Tonight's officials are Eric Updegrove, Rodney.
Also tonight, Todd, we have Shannon Valente Jr. in the house. He's going to help us do some stats tonight. He's one of our helpers that's going to be a part of the staff moving forward. He's going to be our statistician and help us out in any way that's possible. So
welcome
really appreciate
to Shannon. Yep, we'll go easy on him. I mean, this is his first time here.
And Shannon, you played in a lot of games like this. So what's the mindset of some of these student athletes when you come into a big game like this late in the season?
Well, I know coming into games like this, especially at the end, like a lot of these kids don't know who's going to win the county and who's not. They're all still fighting for that spot. So I know it's a lot of emotion, like from each team. But I think they're all amped up to go, and I think it's going to be an exciting game.
For sure, and check out our YouTube chat. We want you guys to engage, talk. Shannon will be on there as well. Hakeem Keinert will be on there as well tonight on our YouTube chat, giving some details and giving some analysis of the game. If you want to talk or you have any information, shoot it over to our YouTube chat. And also, fans that's watching, go to the YouTube chat and let us know, scores around the league as we inform you guys about the scores as well.
Yeah, we're going to try to keep up with the scores from around the league tonight, and in some other action tonight. Northeastern's at Central York. York High travels to Southwestern. Gettysburg's at York Suburban. York Catholic's at Hanover. And West York's at Kennerdale. We'll try to make a concerted effort to give you scores from around the league this week as we broadcast live this Friday from Wildcat Stadium. And we're seconds away from kickoff here.
And we're set to kick off, Todd. Should be a great game.
It should
Week
be.
7.
A lot of excitement in the stands. And a bit of an onside kick.
A little trickery to start the game off.
Fielded by Levi Highland.
Did not expect that, to start things off, but nice field position here for the Spring Grove Rockets to set up their offense. Led by 1,000-yard rusher, Zyree Brooks.
Hey, and expect to see a lot of Zyree Brooks this game. I expect him to get at least 15 to 18 touches in this contest and get his team going.
I mentioned in the pregame last week against Central, he had 200 yards rushing, one of which was a 62-yard touchdown run. Keep an eye on
Speed
Zyree
kills,
Brooks.
and he has speed, and he's a powerful running back.
Yeah, number 20 in the backfield, and the give to Zyree Brooks, looking to break off to his right side into Dallastown territory. Zyree Brooks,
Takes the handoff and goes around
quarterback
the
for
far
Spring
side.
Grove. Sophomore Cohen Rowland.
We also got to mention Dallastown's field. It has a lot of fans that come in here. I mean, it's a packed field every night, every time you have a game to film here.
It is, and there's a lot of people that walk the track here, unlike maybe some other stadiums. The second down now for Spring Grove, just inside Dallastown.
Through 2021.
And they give to number 24, Darian Osmond, the senior, 5'10", 195 pound. Running back. Darian Osmond's brother, Andrew Osmond's a junior.
And that brings up a 3rd and 3 for the Spring Grove Rockets.
See what Coach Kyle Sprankle has dialed up here for his offense. In
With their
Dallastown.
quarterback in shotgun position.
And the give to Zyree Brooks right up the middle, down. They're dragging and holding him, and down inside. He's carrying multiple defenders, down inside the 25-yard line. We mentioned Zyree Brooks, There he is, off and running for Spring Grove.
Absolutely. They needed 3 yards and ended up probably picking up about 18 to 20 yards on that pickup from Zyree Brooks.
That was one of my keys, as we alluded to earlier in the pregame. How will Dallastown's defense stop number 20, Zyree Brooks? Right now, Zyree Brooks is off and running.
Especially Dallastown's missing Dylan Lease tonight. That's number 9. That's their quarterback and also linebacker, who's also pretty much the quarterback of the defense. So not having Dylan Lease out there tonight, it's going to be really interesting how Dallastown plays.
Well, and again, Zyree Brooks right up the middle and down inside the 10-yard line, and another impressive run, do.
Once again, the ball carrier.
And this is the first time I have an opportunity to see Zyree Brooks run the ball and play. You know, and he's one of those guys, he puts the ball down and he puts his head forward and he makes yardage.
Yeah, Zyree Brooks listed at 5'7", 180 pounds.
Looks like that's coming back,
And that,
Todd.
yeah, there was a flag on that play, a holding on offensive lineman Hayden Emery, the senior, and that will move Spring Grove back. And that's, of course, one way to stop this running attack led by Zyree Brooks, too.
Yeah, later on this season, you want to be penalty-free. You don't want to have too many penalties, especially if you want to get to the districts and get into that county championship talk. You want to have less penalties.
And that was a big penalty. Ball set up at the 33-yard line of Dallastown, back in shotgun formation, and they give to Zyree Brooks. And
they stood Zyree straight up.
No gain on that play. I did talk to Coach Ron Miller pregame. He says in tonight's game, Kenny Johnson will be back in the safety position, not playing the cornerback like he did it in the York High game, too. Kenny Johnson, number 1 for Dallastown, has 4 offers, D1 offers, including Penn State, UConn.
And he's only a junior, Todd.
I have a feeling there may be more offers coming Kenny's way. Well, rolls to his left and completes his pass to number 12, Andrew Osmond. I mentioned Andrew Osmond. He has an offer from Valparaiso State out of Indiana. He plays wide receiver. He quarterback, sometimes plays quarterback, also punter, kicker, and safety for Spring Grove.
Also want to let the fans know we're filming over on the visitor side tonight because that Dallastown press box is really tight. There's a lot of
small. Yeah,
there's a lot of cameras up there. There's a lot of faculty and staff. So, you know, it's better if we film over here. We have a little bit more room and opportunity.
And no one's thrown any fruit or vegetables at us, so I think we're doing
at least not
so
yet.
good right now. Yeah, it's still early. They give to Zyree Brooks, looking to run in.
And you got to think about a guy like Zyree Brooks. He gets a lot of carries, so you just imagine what kind of conditioning he has because he knows he's going to have a heavy workload every game.
Yep. Yeah, this brings up a 4th down for the Rockets. Ball set up at the 24-yard line.
On the stop.
Correction, the ball looks like it's just outside the 20-yard line. And the Rockets going for it with just under 9 minutes to go here.
4th and 6, going for it. Very risky move, but that's something you need to do.
They're certainly being aggressive, looking to throw the ball. Oh, and almost picked off the hands of Colton Mahorny, and it looks like it's a completion to number 24, Darian Osmond, and it looks as if that's a completion, Darian Osmond off the reflection from Colton Mahorny.
That's a great job from Osmond to be around the ball, even after the deflection, so he can get that pickup.
And the focus and concentration to stay with the play. And it's a new set of downs for the Spring Grove Rockets. They're in their all-white jerseys tonight. Dallastown in their white pants. The give to Zyree Brooks, looking to break to his left. And stood up.
That's Kenny Johnson and a host of other Dallastown players that
Defenders.
stood up Zyree Brooks. And Kenny Johnson also showed sportsmen like,
2nd down for the Rockets.
yeah, helping him back up off the ground.
Well, I think when you talk about the Spring Grove Rockets, you're going to see a steady dose of the running game, and rightly so with the running back, Zyree Brooks, who already has 1,000 yards on the season. Spring Grove spreads their offense out. A possible passing situation here, we'll
2nd
see
and 6.
what Spring Grove can do here.
And that's another carry for
Another
Zyree
carry.
Brooks. And that's I believe that's around 6-7 carries already to start this first drive.
Vargas, Senquist in on the tackle.
Dallastown defense holding steady here. 3rd down and 5 to go. Ball set up at the 10-yard line of Dallastown. on a warm evening tonight. Game time temperature 78 degrees tonight. Temperatures here in the greater York area reached over 80 degrees due. Not exactly football weather. Feels more like baseball weather tonight, this Friday.
Absolutely.
In the middle of October, October 15th.
That's that Pennsylvania weather for you.
Oh, it's the give to Zyree Brooks running up the middle. And he looks down near the goal line, and we're awaiting an official word.
I think new set of downs. The 1.
Yeah, it will be 1st and goal for Spring Grove. And from our vantage point, too, it looked as if he was in. But you sometimes wait for the side judge to make that call.
And it's been a great drive so far for Spring Grove. Getting the ball on the first drive, getting all the way down to the 1 yard line. About to punch it in. And also that tip pass catch was also
to keep the drive alive, essentially, on 4th down. And not much going there, dude. It'll bring up a 2nd down.
Looks like Dallastown snuffed that one out. They knew that play and got in there early.
Be a 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal for Spring Grove.
Yeah. And you notice
time-consuming drive here for Spring Grove right now in the opening quarter with just under 6 minutes to go in a scoreless contest. Well, there you go. Brought down again by a host of
And as our statistician Shannon said, you wonder if Zyree Brooks is a little bit tired on this first drive, getting 9 to 10 touches on this drive, and he's still getting the ball, and he's starting to lose a little bit of yardage. So we'd like to see Spring Grove kind of mix it up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here. A 3rd down and goal. The ball will be set up at the 10-yard line of Dallastown. Dude, they're moving in on our broadcast booth here. Spring Grove offense spread out. An intended pass incomplete to number 22, Justin Godman, for the score. And gives Spring Grove the lead right now with 4:42 to go here in the first quarter. Cohen rolling to number 22, Justin Godman, for the score.
And that was a great drive and great pass from the quarterback for that score.
Andrew Osmond, the left-footed kicker, in for the point after attempt. Snap is down, kick is up. And the kick is good, and it gives Spring Grove the lead 7-0 right now. Again, with 4:42 to go in the first quarter. It's Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game to you this Friday. And an impressive first drive to open things up here, due for Spring Grove. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast: Parma Pizza, Basil Insurance, Integrity First Home Buyers, S3 Performance Training, Prestige Motor Cars of York, and Dean's Auto Plaza. All sponsors for tonight's game between Spring Grove and Dallastown, right here on Sports Shooting Stars. And Spring Grove getting set for the kickoff. Andrew Osmond puts his foot in the ball. A high kick, end over end, down to about the 11-yard line. Received by number 10 there, Tyler Buss, and he got busted on that play.
Tyler Buss on the return is out near the 20-yard line. An arsenal of rockets on the stop.
And this will give our viewers their first chance to see the Dallastown Wildcats offense, led by their quarterback tonight, Owen Strauss, number 12. And of course, Kenny Johnson, number 1, is out there, along with freshman wide receiver number 6, Michael Scott.
And we got to have the camera on wide view when Kenny Johnson's out there because they can throw the ball the whole length of the field. He can run it.
And a running play to start things off by Colton Mahorny with a run.
Swung down by Justin Towns. Second down for Dallastown.
And it brings up a second down and 9. Ball on the 22-yard line of Dallastown. Owen Strauss back in shotgun formation, looking to throw the ball. And completed to Michael Scott down the sideline. And that looks like that may be close to the first down marker, due.
Scott's up near the 30-yard line. Third and short.
It'll be a 3rd and short now for Dallastown. They give to Colt Mahorny and plenty running room up the middle, out to about the 40-yard line. A big run by Colton Mahorny, number 5, the senior for Dallastown. A packed house here at Wildcat Stadium at Dallastown for homecoming night. Student section here at Dallastown, all decked out in their country western garb. The pass completed to Kenny Johnson, out to about the 45-yard line.
Johnson is out near the 45-yard line. Justin Godwin, Teague Conover on the stop.
The quarterback, Owen Strauss, a volunteer firefighter, a junior firefighter. An interesting side story with the quarterback, Owen Strauss, being a junior firefighter, too.
Justin Towns again on the stop.
Bring up a 3rd down and 3. Ball set up at the 48-yard line. With just over 3 minutes to go, your score, Spring Grove 7, Dallastown 0. The first possession for Dallastown here in the opening quarter. Colt Mahorny, they give to Colt Mahorny, running right up the middle into Spring Grove territory, and is gang tackled by a host of Spring Grove Rockets.
Yeah, Todd, I believe this game is going to be a dogfight. Both teams, to me, seem evenly matched, and it's going to come down to the 4th quarter. Who has less turnovers, and how much they can contain Kenny Johnson.
And conversely on Spring Grove's Irie Brooks, if they can contain Irie Brooks. Strauss back, looking to throw the ball deep down the right sideline, and overthrows it his intended receiver, Kenny Johnson, who was double covered there.
That was an overthrown pass, but Kenny Johnson had a few steps on the defender. He could have caught that ball if it was passed a little bit better.
Kenny Johnson comes out for this play. Offense spread out for Dallastown. When Strauss looking to throw the ball downfield to number 3 and just overthrows Isaiah Baker. Good coverage there by the Spring Grove Rocket defense.
And that brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Dallastown Wildcats.
I want to mention to viewers, I had a chance to see one of the Dallastown alum, Mitchell Groh, current Penn State freshman, who's down here on his break from Happy Valley, down returning to his alma mater. Had a chance to talk to him pre-game. Hello again to Mitchell Groh and his mother, Darby. Completed to Michael Scott.
Good to see Michael Scott get involved. I know a couple games we did this year, he didn't get too many touches, but the number 6, the freshman, is going to be a leader on his team in the next few years.
Yes, and the only freshman playing here on the varsity squad for Dallastown. And it looks as if they're set up their offense here to go for it on 4th and 6. But we'll see here. Well, Colt Mahorny's back, and he's got a drop punt, and he gets the ball off. It's going to take a Dallastown bounce inside the 15, down to 10, 9, and a big bounce there. And a favorable punt by Colt Mahorny and Dallastown, which pushes Spring Grove back offensively here, Dew.
Yeah, and that was a really good punt. Dallastown didn't go for that 4th and 6, which is a good call. They're going to put it back on their defense to stop Spring Grove and Irie Brooks on this drive here.
Mentioned last week I was up at Spring Grove to see the Spring Grove Rocket and Central York game. Central 1, and of course they're playing tonight, playing host to Northeastern on their homecoming matchup. So Spring Grove looking to come
all
off
throughout the county tonight.
And the give to Zyree Brooks.
And off to Brooks.
And already in the first quarter, Zyree Brooks has to have at least double digits in carries so far in this first quarter. Yeah.
Our statistician telling us Zyree could be on pace for 30 carries and maybe another night of 200 yards the way he's running the ball. It's interesting, a situation such as their offense, the defense, they're going to run. You stack 8, 9 guys in the box and prevent the run from happening. And there's a run now by number 12, Andrew Osman, down the left sideline for some positive yardage and a first down for Spring Grove. I mentioned earlier, Andrew Osman is kind of like a Swiss Army knife for this team. He does a little bit of everything: punting, kicking, quarterbacking, defensive back, and now a running back.
He can do a little bit of everything.
Offense for Spring Grove is spread out, trips formation, near side to us. And they give to Zyree Brooks. No surprise there, dude. We're going to see a steady diet of number 20,
so
Zyree Brooks.
Spring Grove has no problem running the ball. That's what they want to do. They'll pass when they have to, but they're a running team, as you can see with Zyree Brooks. And that's going to... And we're going to come to a close of the first quarter,
so it looks like that'll be the final play of the opening quarter with your score. Spring Grove 7, Dallastown 0 here on homecoming night, October 15th. And much to the Spring Grove Rocket faithful here, a happy first quarter for the Rocket faithful.
Yeah, you want to be up 7-0 in hostile territory as far as being in Dallastown, and this is and you're the visitor, so I believe Spring Grove is off to a really good start right now. They have the ball.
And there's a unusual looking person with devil horns on the...
And Shannon, what do you think about the first quarter between Spring Grove and Dallastown?
I think it was a good first quarter. I think Spring Grove definitely, they controlled the whole first quarter, running the ball, and they took control of that clock. So we'll see if Dallastown is able to slow that run down.
And that's a key thing you just said about them controlling the clock. I think that's very important. They did have the ball pretty much the first quarter, and they had good results by scoring a touchdown. Now they have the ball back again. So that's a key thing about, winning games, especially late in the season, ball control and running that clock so you don't give the offense too many opportunities to score points. I want to thank all the fans for tuning in tonight. Week 7 in the YIAA. Spring Grove versus Dallastown. Live.
And they give to Zyree Brooks. Right tackle there and for some positive yardage for the Spring Grove Rockets offense. Give some scores due from around the league. Gettysburg 14, York Suburban 0, Delone Catholic 7, Fairfield 0. Littlestown 7, Biglerville 3. And if any fans that are tuned in would like to give us some scores from maybe around where they're watching a game, by all means, you're invited.
Absolutely. Go on the YouTube chat line. Our statistician, Shannon Valente Jr. is there to conversate and engage with the fans. So let us know the scores and give us some feedback. Quarterback in shotgun.
And they give to Zyree Brooks, looking for running room. And
it looks like that may be a fumble.
That may have been a fumble there, dude, from our vantage point. That happened on the far side of the field, and the reaction is it is a fumble by Zyree Brooks. You mentioned turnovers, dude, and there's your first turnover in tonight's contest.
Well, I want to ask Shannon about this. Now, is it illegal in high school to jump over a player? I believe that's an illegal play. I'm going to ask Shannon. He's a former athlete.
Yeah, you're not allowed to hurdle at all. I don't think that's as legal at all.
So no Saquon Barkley going on here.
Nah, you can't do that. Not in high school.
Not in high school.
Yeah, we see Zaire Brooks almost hurdle
Yes.
the defender, and that resulted in a turnover. So we want to let fans know, even the student athletes that's coming up, that you can't jump over your defender in high school. That's an illegal play.
And that brings out the Dallastown Wildcats offense here. Sets up at the 40-yard line. Oh,
and that hard count made Spring Grove jump.
By Owen Strauss, number 12, the quarterback. No platooning tonight for Dallastown. It'll be all Owen Strauss. Their other quarterback, Dylan Lease, as we mentioned earlier, out due to concussion protocol. So it's Owen Strauss's job all game tonight. And we're due our camera operators here. Belinda Morales has joined the broadcast, looking to throw the ball downfield and completed to Gavin Wentz, number 84, and that's a first down for Dallastown. And Dallastown finding their mojo here in the second quarter with 11 minutes to go from Wildcat Stadium. Spring Grove 7, Dallastown 0. Owen Strauss back in shotgun formation. The give to Colton Mahorny, looking for running room off left tackle. And a host of Spring Grove Rocket defenders are there for the tackle.
Austin Cripes with the tackle.
Dallastown spread out their offense here,
Haven't heard much from Kenny Johnson yet. Don't need him as of yet. But he's a guy you got to keep your eyes on. You got to watch him wherever he's out on that field, because he plays both sides of the ball, offense and defense.
Well, Colton Mahorny has proven himself so far here for the Dallastown running game. Kenny Johnson on the near side of us here, number 1, and a looks like a quarterback keeper up the middle on a 3rd down and 1.
And that was a 3rd and 1, and I believe they picked up the first down. So now it's 1st and 10 with the ball on the 18-yard line.
First down, Dallastown.
And as the fans can see, that student body behind Dallastown over there in the corner, they come out full-fledged every game.
In their country western theme tonight. Looking to throw the ball to Kenny Johnson. In and out of the hands. Well defended there by number 12, Andrew Osman. 2 D1 athletes there matched up. Going head-to-head here. Bring up a 2nd down and 10, ball on the 16-yard line of Spring Grove. Ooh, and the ball's out, and a fumble there by Kerry McWilliams and recovered by Spring Grove. Kerry McWilliams popped that ball out.
That's a great play for number 74. Way to keep his eyes on the ball and get that recovery and give Spring Grove the ball back.
And each team now with 1 turnover, and it gives the ball back to the Spring Grove Rockets with 9:33 to go. The Rockets 7, Wildcats 0. Both teams here do in the hunt in Division I. I mean, Spring Grove with only 1 loss, Dallastown with 2 do. Spread offense for Spring Grove. Trips formation near side. And they give to Zaire Brooks.
On the outside.
And down the left sideline, and a nice carry. And a first down and more for Zaire Brooks. I think some of the Spring Grove faithful were hoping for a possible penalty on that play. It appeared as if he was hit late out of bounds, but no penalty. But a first down for Spring Grove.
And Zaire Brooks, the senior, is listed at 5'7", 180.
I mentioned that, yes, but runs a lot bigger than that. How about it?
Mm-hmm. Powerful running back. Old school. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Dave Meggett.
Dave Meggett, there you go, the former Towson Tiger and New York Giants. And a quarterback keeper.
And he's gone.
And right up the middle, down the left sideline. He could be gone, dude. That's Andrew Osman. Brought down by Kenny Johnson, both D1 athletes there.
Andrew Osman on offer from Valparaiso State in Indiana, and wow, what a play.
Well, we knew about Andrew Osman coming into this game. He's one of those guys you have to watch and feature when you're playing defense. He can do anything on the field when he gets his opportunity.
And he looked like he got up a little gingerly walking off the sideline there, but a big play, and this sets up Spring Grove with 1st and goal, ball at the 5-yard line of Dallastown.
And let me give another shout out to Kenny Johnson. A couple times last week between Dallastown and York High, Jaheim White got out there and Kenny Johnson ran him down. He just did that again against Andrew Osman.
And they give to Zyree Brooks, looking for running room, and we're awaiting word.
I believe he brings the ball to the 1 yard line.
But it's neat to see these matchups. We're seeing this at this level. A lot of D1 athletes, Kenny Johnson, Andrew Osman, going head-to-head here tonight.
Yeah,
for Spring Grove and Dallastown.
And Kenny Johnson being at the safety position is the perfect position for him because he can, I've seen it, him track down guys that's 20 yards in front of him and he can run them down.
Looks like there may have been some movement on the line there of Spring Grove. That's going to come back 5 yards. Dude, we mentioned earlier a nice turnout for the Spring Grove fan base here, traveling down here to Dallastown. And it looks like the Spring Grove student section decked out in their camo gear there, just to the left of us here.
Every week, the student section has some type of theme. And it's kind of cool to see that.
Oh, it is. But I'll tell you what, I don't think you could squeeze us over there in the Dallastown student section. They're stacked and packed over there. We're back to action here. Ooh, broken up in the end zone, and there's a flag down.
From my advantage, I thought that was good defense, but the referee saw pass interference.
Yes, I think it's going to be a pass interference called. Pass was intended to number 22, Justin Godman, who had caught a touchdown reception earlier in this game. The only score so far, with Spring Grove with the lead 7-0 over Dallastown with 8:05 to go.
And right now, Spring Grove's knocking on the door for another score. And you wonder, Todd, if it comes down to a 4th down, will they go for it or will they kick a field goal? And that's going to make it a 2-score lead.
Well, Andrew Osman's their kicker, a highly effective kicker for Spring Grove. I'm always one that you put the points on the board in an opportunity like this, But we'll see what Coach
Sprinkle on the board, for sure.
does here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 2nd down and goal here. And they give to Zyree Brooks.
And
it stood up near the goal line.
And he's carried in.
It looked as if from our vantage point he was going to be carried in there for a moment. But
he literally got stood up and he got carried into the end zone. There's no
word yet from the side judge.
I believe, Todd, that's not a score.
It's not a score. It'll bring up a 3rd down and goal. The clock continues to tick here. We're just over 7.5 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter in a rather fast-moving first half here, from Wildcat Stadium.
Same thing like Shannon said. They're doing a great job of chewing a lot of time off the clock.
Well, in the running game, an effective running game will do that, and the quarterback keeper, and it doesn't do as if he's in.
And that puts Spring Grove up 13-0 in the 2nd quarter against Dallastown.
It was Darian Osmond.
And this Dallastown crowd is a little bit quiet, but Spring Grove's crowd is very loud and animated, and they're here to support their team.
And right now, snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And your score, Spring Grove 14, Dallastown 0. And just like that, Spring Grove has landed the first couple of punches,
Yeah, and Spring Grove did it the old-fashioned way, pound and ground pretty much.
It would make Woody Hayes very proud, right? 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and they're doing that tonight here against this Dallastown team.
Absolutely, and like I said, Dallastown has to, fire back. They have to get Kenny Johnson more involved. I know I said it before. He's one of those guys I believe he should touch the ball every series. He's like that as an athlete, especially in high school. He can create a lot of things for the offense. So, with Kenny not being involved right now as much, and then them being down 14-0, it kind of makes you scratch your head a little bit, and you expect him to get the ball a lot more in this next series.
7:17 to go. Again, Spring Grove 14, Dallastown 0, and it's been all Spring Grove here in the first half.
Couple turnovers. Zyree Brooks has a fumble.
Yeah, each team has a turnover.
Yep.
And Spring Grove been able to capitalize on this and a comfortable lead. Come into this game with only one loss, and that was last week to Central. Had the opportunity to be up at Papermaker Stadium last week. And
Andrew Osmond for the kick.
Osmond, the left-footed kicker. And
And he
that's going to be a
boots it.
touchback. Big-time kick by Andrew Osmond. What a leg. We talked earlier about the kicking game. I don't think we have Spring Grove has a problem with the kicker here in Andrew
Absolutely.
Osmond.
That's about a 60-yard kick. And he put a foot on it. And as you said, a left-handed kicker, you don't see too often.
Left-footed kicker, yeah. And, of course, Dallastown had Mitchell Groh, who's now at Penn State, who was highly effective here as a punter and kicker for Dallastown. And moving on as a freshman at Penn State, representing Dallastown.
And Mitchell Grove, he's actually here tonight.
Yeah, I had a
in
chance to run
attendance.
into him, and it was a pleasure to see him. And I was told we cannot talk to freshmen on air, so we could not have him. My intention were to have him in the booth for a segment or two, so he was unable. Now, they said next year, the director of communications said next year as a sophomore, he'll be able to appear with us. But Colton Horney with the run.
Now,
nice run.
Now, is that just a rule for Penn State, or are you saying that's for the NCAA as far as freshmen talking
Good
to the
question. I
media?
know, at least with Penn State, that's on a record. I'm not sure if that's league-wide with all D1 colleges, but
Well, I asked that because, as you know, a lot of the college players now are getting paid for their likeness and
True.
getting the opportunity to make
Yeah.
some money, for their likeness and things like that.
likeness.
So they're going to have to talk to more media and be more exposable to
yeah, which you would think now in 2021,
Yeah.
everybody would be available to speak to. Yeah, good point, too.
a lot of things are changing. So
Yes, it's. But we would love to represent and love to profile players.
And that's another
fumble. Colton Mahorny, and it looks like Spring Grove may have fallen on that fumble. We're awaiting word here, and it is the Spring Grove Rockets. Ball and do just like that. Momentum clearly on the side of Spring Grove.
And it's a turnover game. Dallastown has 2 turnovers so far, and Spring Grove has had the opportunity to capitalize on those turnovers.
And a player is down from the training staff for Dallastown.
Dallastown.
I can't quite make out who's injured.
Former homecoming king David Hoffman is here tonight.
They're at around the 30-yard line.
2005.
But Coach Ron Miller out there with the training staff.
Homecoming queen Kathy Schiffert's here tonight.
A lot of alumni are here for homecoming. We have the class of 1971 Dallastown. They're celebrating
Wow.
their 50th reunion. They're here. And up on their feet, number 74. That's Connor Dayhoff, a senior for Dallastown, walking off rather gingerly with the training staff here.
And again, this
Dallastown and
is a
OSS.
little uncharacteristic for Dallastown. The games that we feature so far, they don't have that many turnovers in the first half, and so far they have 2 turnovers. And again, Kenny Johnson has 1 catch for maybe about 6 yards. He was targeted 1 time so far in the game, and I think they need to go back to him a lot to get to make Spring Grove respect their offense.
And right now, the Dallastown faithful, pretty quiet.
Yeah. And right now, Dallastown is actually playing into Spring Grove's hand. They want the Dallastown to run the ball. They don't want the ball to go to Kenny Johnson. So, you want to put the ball up there to Kenny and give him opportunities to score and make plays.
And the Spring Grove Rockets offense back out there, looking to throw for everything. Oh, in and out of the hands of Riley Stone, the
And you
intended
wonder,
receiver.
And you wonder, Todd, if Michael Scott, number 6 for Dallastown, had a chance to put his finger on that ball.
Ball was broken up by freshman Michael Scott.
That was a nice throw. Had a lot of heat on it as well.
It did.
I also want to tell the fans, check out our sponsors. They're located at the lower third of our broadcast. You can see their contact
6
information.
big sponsors for tonight's broadcast, and we thank each and every one of them. And we thank the fans for tuning in this Friday night. They're
Absolutely.
watching from the comfort of their home with a bottle of water and maybe some popcorn and enjoying tonight's broadcast. And the gift is Irie Brooks, right up the middle. He's running, carrying. Wow,
and it's a fumble.
And a fumble. Did Kenny Johnson pick that up,
He may have. That was a great job from Kenny Johnson. He stripped the ball from Zyree Brooks, and that's the second fumble for Zyree Brooks, which is another uncharacteristic thing for Zyree.
2 turnovers for each team, and of course, Kenny Johnson making his presence felt on the defensive side of the ball,
I said it, the couple times we filmed Kenny Johnson, him on defense is a beast, man. I saw him strip guys. He goes for the strip when he tackles as well. I've seen that
Heads up
many a
play,
time.
heads up football.
And he can make a play on the offense or defensive side.
And that brings it back the Dallastown offense. And a full
Dallastown
backfield there for Dallastown. You can kind of guess what was coming on that play. How about it, dude?
And I think it's time. You know, I know fans are probably getting tired of me saying it, but I think it's time to get the ball to Kenny Johnson on offense.
Yeah, it's going to be
it's
interesting.
6 minutes going into the, in the second quarter. He has one touch so far. He's fired. Yeah, he's fired up after that fumble recovery, and I think it's time to go to him.
It'll be a timeout call by Coach Kyle Sprankle for Spring Grove, excuse me. His first timeout used by either team here with 5:56 to go. It's Spring Grove 14, Dallastown 0. Really, it's been all Spring Grove here on homecoming night from Dallastown.
It's been 3 fumbles, I believe, so far in the first half.
Two apiece.
2 apiece. Okay, that's 4
So
fumbles
total.
total.
We didn't really factor that into our keys to the game, did we, do?
Well, it's turnover. The turnover game is always important. Some of these teams have to limit the turnovers as they're trying to get into the districts and play against some powerhouse teams. So, they got to keep their hands on that ball.
Checking hearts, protecting hearts, saving lives.
Very impressed as well, Todd, with Spring Grove's defense. They're doing a great job shutting out Dallastown so far. Spring goes up 14-0 with 5 minutes and 56 seconds to go.
Central York 21, Northeastern 0, just by the way. We get that report. The run by Colton Mahorny. Littlestown 14, Biglerville 3. Susquehanna 13, Eastern York 7. Go ahead.
I'm going to talk to our statistician, Shannon Valente Jr., about the formation that Dallastown is running. They're pretty much in. He can break it down a little bit.
Yeah, so it looks like that they're trying to go a heavy set with like 3 guys back there. It's like kind of like a full house type, like power eye, old school type offense. I think they did that because they realized that the spread's really not going their way. So they're trying to get some yards on the ground, going with like a full heavy house.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it looks like as well.
Now this offense is spread out now. Now we'll see.
And that's an acrobat catch from Michael Scott, number 6.
By number 6, Michael Scott, the freshman. That's a big first down for Dallastown, dude.
Michael Scott, super fast. He's only about 5'6", but he has extremely big-time hops. He can jump very high. So, him getting up there and getting that ball, that's like a 6'2", 6'3" guy catching a ball when he jumped up there and catched it, for that grab.
And you mentioned earlier about Kenny Johnson, and the defense can focus on a Kenny Johnson. And
there's Michael Scott
Michael Scott open on that play again, and yards after the catch for Michael Scott.
Really like to see Michael Scott get involved in the offense. I know a lot of times, 2 other games that we did, Michael Scott wasn't pretty much involved in the offense, but this here, they have a game plan for him, and he's making the best of his opportunities. Almost has Kenny Johnson out there as a decoy a little bit so Michael Scott can get these yardage. Mahorny.
And that's the give to number 33, Caleb Fox. And that's a first down for Dallastown as they're nearing midfield here with just under 4.5 minutes to go with your score. Spring Grove 14, Dallastown 0. And it's been all the Rockets tonight.
It looks like
And
that was design play right there for Kenny Johnson, but we believe that may be
a false start against Dallastown. That play's going to be coming back there for Dallastown. Just when Dallastown thought they were getting some momentum, things
yeah, and it looks like so far in this first half, Dallastown is really missing Dylan Lease, their quarterback. Also their starting linebacker as well. They need to get something going.
Pass completed to number 84, Gavin Wentz, the senior for Dallastown.
Pass complete to Gavin Wentz. He's out past the 50 into Rocket territory.
Looks like it'll set the ball up at the Rockets' 49-yard line.
Drew Miller.
Bring up a second down.
On the stop.
Ball near midfield. The give to Caleb Fox down the left sideline. Down inside the 45-yard line. Just over 3.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Halftime, they'll be announcing the king and queen for the homecoming court here at Dallastown. And a quarterback keeper by Owen Strauss. And that should be enough for the first down.
Strauss on the keeper.
And a new set of downs for Dallastown.
And that's a first down for the Wildcats.
Ball looks like be set at the 40-yard line. And the referee here signifying there was no timeout called. Dallastown, their full complement of 3. Spring Grove has 2 timeouts. And a new set of downs for the Wildcats as Owen Strauss back in shotgun formation. And Owen's just going to keep the ball and try to make some positive yardage out of that play.
Strauss on the keeper. Down inside the 40.
Takes the ball down inside the 40-yard line for Dallastown.
Pushes him out of bounds.
T. Conover
Second down for
with the push
Dallastown.
out there for Spring Grove. Second down and 7. And it looks as if Kenny Johnson's coming out on this play. In his place, Kerry McWilliams, number 13 for Dallastown, lined up in the slot. And the give to Colton Mahorny, looking for running room. And up the middle, Colton Mahorny, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Colton Mahorny, a 35-yard run for Colton Mahorny. And a big run. And Dallastown certainly needed that with 2:56 to go here in the second quarter. A big touchdown run again by Colton Mahorny as Nathan Winslow's out to kick the extra point. And no good. Interesting to see how that plays out during the course of the game. And missed point after attempt. And your score, Spring Grove 14, Dallastown 6. Kicking game is so pivotal even at the high school level. And you see with Spring Grove, they have Andrew Osman as their place kicker. Just how important that may come into play here during the course of this game. Between the 5-1 Spring Grove Rockets and the 5-2 Dallastown Wildcats with 2:56 to go here in the second quarter. I'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, Parma Pizza, Basil Insurance, Integrity First Home Buyers, S3 Performance Training, Prestige Motor Cars of York, and Dean's Auto Plaza. And it looks as if number 8, Disma Menino, is getting set to kick off here for Dallastown. The kickoff specialist here. And a short kick. And up the middle. That was number 90, Ryan Covington, the senior, with a big return. Almost busted it there for a kickoff return. But great field position for the Rockets here. Spring Grove 14, Dallastown 6.
Receiver made a fair catch, Coach. Ball being taken back to the spot of the catch. First down, Spring Grove.
Well, we're being told the receiver made a fair catch call, so the ball will be brought back to where he fair caught the ball, which is going to move the Rockets back. Looks like the ball be set up at about the 42-yard line of the Rockets. Broadcast partner Dew Jones back, multitasking in tonight's game.
Always, always. Big shout out to our producer Cliff Kern. He's on vacation right now, but he's still keeping an eye out for the broadcast and letting us know when anything's going wrong.
From a warm beaches in parts unknown, huh?
Yeah,
Is that where
absolutely. If I know Cliff, he's probably somewhere in the woods.
He's more of a mountain guy.
He's
How
a-
about
he's a-
it? Yeah,
Definitely about
than a
nature.
beach.
Check him out.
Nice.
He sells bee honey as well. Hot honey, all types. Jet
And
sweep.
the jet sweep gives our Zyree Brooks looking for running room and has plenty of it inside Dallastown territory, inside the 45-yard line. And a big run there by Zyree Brooks.
I really like the way Zyree Brooks runs the ball. He's quick and he puts his head down. He looks for contact and he knows to keep his legs churning. So, you know, Zyree Brooks is an old school running back, 5'7", 180 senior for Spring Grove, but, you know, he has that old school feel. Like I said to you again, reminds me of a Dave Meggett type of player. Jaheim White for York High reminds me of a Barry Sanders type of player. So
we'll get a chance to see Jaheim White in our final game tonight. And a quarterback keeper.
And that play was
by
very
Andrew
successful.
Osman. Down. Very effective play there.
And that
for
same
Spring
play
Grove.
a couple minutes earlier resulted in a touchdown for Andrew Osman. And Todd, I believe we never gave away a player of the game shirt to a Spring Grove Rocket player. So tonight they have an opportunity to get one of our
but
player
there's
of the game
still plenty
shirts.
of time here. It's 14-6. We're the waning minutes here in the second quarter before halftime.
Yeah, this is going to be a nail biter. It's going to go down to the wire for sure between these two ball clubs. Zyree with another jet.
Well,
Left-handed
Andrew
throw.
Osman, the lefty, looking to throw the ball in and out of the hands for his intended receiver, Darian Osman, his brother.
Intended for Osman.
His brother, the Osman brothers.
Wow,
There.
wow.
Were you aware of that,
I
too?
was not aware of that. I am now.
One's a senior, one's a junior. Well, Andrew Osman was the quarterback. He had an injury, earlier in the season. And I mentioned earlier, he's like a Swiss Army knife here.
Yeah,
He
that
played
was-
multiple positions for the Rocket team.
That was Owen Strauss with that pass for Spring Grove. I'm sorry. No, that's Dallastown. I'm sorry.
That was Andrew Osman, as we mentioned.
Made a mistake with that. Looked at the wrong roster.
And he's going to keep the ball. Looking for running room. Colt Mahorny trips him up. It was a 3rd down and 1.
Osman tries to get around the far side. Mahorny and Gutierrez on the stop.
Yeah, Andrew Osman, just for our viewers has an offer for Valparaiso State in Indiana as a junior. And we're being informed Coach Sprinkle was also a state wrestling champ, too. How about it back in the day?
Yeah, placed 6th in wrestling, 215 his junior year, and 4th place his senior year. Quite a warrior. That information was sent to us from Paul Burdett, Cade Burdett's dad. Check out Cade Visuals for all your highlights.
He does some great video montage work, as did we saw the first one by Rob Ryan out this week as well with the York High game last week.
Right now I have an update. Still high 22, Camp Hill 7. With 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Oh, correction, 21-7. With 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. I'm going to read off a couple more scores around the league
Yeah, we'll get some
as we're
scores here
entering
while we
the...
A brief break in the action with 53 seconds to go. Littlestown 21, Biglerville 3. Central York all over Northeastern 34-0. Dude, no surprise there in that game.
No.
Susquehannock 13, Eastern York 7, Delone Catholic 17, Fairfield 0, and Gettysburg 21, York Suburban 0. York Suburban having a rough season this year.
Yeah.
Really a rebuild year for the Trojans. And athletic director Matt Marshall there.
Yeah, York Suburban lost a lot of talent last year. Some graduated, some transferred to other schools, as far as even with Kenny Johnson going to Dallastown. And like you said, they're rebuilding this year. They'll be back. The girls volleyball team for York Suburban is doing a great job.
Outstanding. They may be one of those teams in contention in county championship. We oftentimes talk about Central and Spring Grove. Let's not forget York Suburban.
Yeah, it looks like Spring Grove. We were just told by Shannon that Spring Grove looks like they switched quarterbacks.
Yeah. Cohen rolling back in there. There may have been some.
And you wonder why Spring Grove switches quarterbacks. Don't know if one player has a bigger arm than the other one, or just giving Andrew Osman a rest.
Yeah, I would imagine Andrew kind of coming off an injury, kind of slowly work him back into the rotation a little bit, Bill. But Andrew Osmond, quite the athlete for Spring Grove, multiple position player. And he's just a junior, Dew. He'll be back next year.
Yeah, Andrew Osmond is a junior listed at 6'1", 205. He's not a small guy.
And Valparaiso State wants him to come there to play safety for their team. They give it to Zyree Brooks and brought down. Not much running room there on second down. How important it is for this Dallastown defense to go into halftime not giving up another score, Dew.
Oh, super important. Dallastown defense has to, stay firm and not let them score at all.
And you wonder, ball set up at the 35-yard line with a field goal possibility here. We're about 25 seconds and counting here. 3rd down and 15 for Spring Grove.
And there's a pass.
Oh, and almost picked off there by number 1, Kenny Johnson. Going to bring up a 4th down and 15 with 17 seconds to go here, Dew.
And you wonder, are they going to kick the ball?
Or go for it, and in some regards, maybe throw the ball down, kind of Hail Mary it down into the end zone here. But
also want to give a quick update, a little bit of a surprise score, in my opinion. York High 22, Southwestern 17, going into halftime.
A tight matchup.
And Southwestern's another good team. Only have 1 loss so far, I believe, in the season, or is it 2? I know they lost to Central. Yeah, but I know they have a great record this year, and they're playing really hard against York High right now.
Spring Grove going for it here.
It's a halfback pass.
Halfback pass there.
Halfback
Andrew
pass.
Osmond looking to throw the ball. And Kenny Johnson with the pick.
And
He's got to watch Kenny Johnson.
And he can bring this
20,
the whole way
25,
back.
30. Kenny Johnson.
Kenny Johnson with the interception.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Playing back there like a la and Ed Reed back there. It's a free safety position for Dallastown.
Man, Kenny Johnson can also get a Division I scholarship for his defense. I mean, offense, he has hands. And as you can see, a lot of those cornerbacks can't catch the ball. He can catch the ball. He's a safety that can catch the ball. And he can go anywhere in college for defense or offense, especially in football.
Yeah, well,
not to mention he wrestles as well.
Yeah, he could. Ed Reed was a fantastic wide receiver as well.
Absolutely,
back
ball
in the
hawk.
day, yes.
It looks like Dallastown's going to be okay with this kneeliness going into halftime
here of sorts, but they're going to go into halftime down by 8. Your score here at halftime: Spring Grove 14, Dallastown 6.
And that's what I pretty much expected this first half. This will be a 1-touchdown game or tied. They're very evenly matched, and it has been a really good, hard-fought, contested battle so far. What do you have to say about the first half, Shannon? What are the key points or some things that you noticed?
I noticed that Spring Grove definitely started off controlling the game, running the ball really well. I noticed that later on in the half, they started to go 5 wide, and they found something on Dallastown's edge because they kept trying to run that little jet sweep play, and after they ran that, they'll counter it, and they got a lot of success out of that. So I expect them to come out doing the same thing. Dallastown finally got some hope scoring the ball, so I think they're going to be driving a little bit more as well. I think Coach Freed over there found something in that defense because they've been moving the ball.
Yeah, for sure. And as you said, I think Spring Grove did a great job in the first half, chewing up the clock, running the ball, giving Zyree Brooks, I think he has around 15 rushes so far in the first half. So they did a great job. And that's what you want to do when you go to a visitor's home. You want to go ahead and, when you're visiting a field, you want to go ahead and chew that clock up and not give their crowd and their star athletes opportunities to score and get the crowd fired up.
And they certainly did that. They landed some punches, and they have an 8-point lead here, and we're at halftime here at Dallastown. And, be a good time to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. I mentioned earlier 6 sponsors do in tonight's game, including Parma Pizza right here in Dallastown.
And Parma's Pizza is also the official sponsor for Dallastown, their concession stand. I'm sorry, their concession stand.
We also have Basil Insurance, Integrity First Home Buyers, S3 Performance Training, Prestige Motor Cars of York, and Dean's Auto Plaza, all sponsors in tonight's broadcast.
And I can't say enough, Todd, all of our sponsors are heavily involved in sports around the York and Adams County area. They either have a son or a daughter that's playing, or they're a coach. So we really appreciate our sponsors and, them giving us the opportunity to get these games on TV and online.
No doubt.
And it looks like the Dallastown cheerleaders are putting on a show for the fans.
And so's the speaker as well here at Dallastown. It's so loud and proud here at Dallastown. Hopefully not washing us out here on our broadcast.
Well, we'll be back in about, we'll come back in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, take a little break.
Take a little break, get a bite to eat, and we want to thank all the fans for tuning in. Go to the YouTube chat. Tap in with Shannon Valente. He's there talking with our fans and engaging with anybody that's watching the game tonight. And we'll be back in a few minutes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Spring Grove Area School District is proud to present for your halftime enjoyment the 2021 edition of the Spring Grove Area High School Rocket Marching Band. This year's show brings you to the city that never sleeps with a night on Broadway. Dress in your finest and grab a taxi to the Great White Way of New York City as we bring you to the greatest hits of the Broadway stage. Our show opens with the opening strains of the 1988 Tony Award-winning musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber, The Phantom of the Opera. From here, journey back to early 19th century France as we perform I Dreamed a Dream from the 1980 musical Les Miserables. Our show closes with a trip back to Lower Manhattan's East Village with the hit song Seasons of Love from the 1996 Tony Award-winning musical Rent. Student leadership includes drum major Ella Kohler, woodwind section leader Taryn Wallen, brass section leader Eli Hope, percussion section leader Nate Helm, and color guard captain Tyler Kershaw with the assistant to the captain, Lacey Miller. Drum major Ella Kohler, is your band ready? And now we are pleased to present the 2021 edition of the Spring Grove Area High School Rocket Marching Band.
then when he graduated, we had that band set at our farmhouse, and then we had it at our other house in Jefferson, and then we moved to Thomasville, we had it there. And I finally said to Judy, I said, let's call Alice and say, you want this fucking thing? What are you going to do? We called him and said, Alex, do you want this band set, this drum set, or what are you going to do with it? He says, I don't know, Dad. He said, I guess I'll get it the next time we're in there. I said, you've been saying that for 5 years. What the hell? I said, why don't we donate it to somebody? He said, hey, that's a good idea. Why don't you donate it to Spring Grove? Great. So we called Spring Grove and said, hey, you have a nice drum set. And it was a good drum set. And we'd like to donate it. So the paper, I mean, it was bullshit. You know, they had to tell them what it was, and they had to have it appraised. And they gave him a letter saying, you donated this much for well, we can't do that. We gotta record it. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2012 Spring Grove High School Rocket Marching Band. The Spring Grove High School Marching Band is part of the comprehensive music education program provided by the Spring Grove Area School District. Since 2012, the Spring Grove community has been awarded the distinction of being one of the best communities for music education and education. The Marching Band would like to thank the Spring Grove Board of School Directors, high school administration, faculty, and staff, the Spring Grove Music Ministry, families and family and friends for their support of music education and the performing arts in the Spring Grove Area School District. The Rocket Marching Band would also like to extend their sincere appreciation to Mr. Justin Buer and the Wildcat Marching Band for their hospitality this evening. Thank you, and enjoy the second half.
Attorney General's son-in-law is selling the shit. That's why. It's all right. I got two. I will get to know you. That's not very good. It's a little soft. It's a long line, man, too, so. Well, you were hungrier than you thought you were. Yeah, exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we have the homecoming court lined up down at the end of the track where the scoreboard is, and they're at the start of what looks like the 100-meter dash. But this is the homecoming king and queen dash. We have two homecoming helpers for this evening's ceremony. Please welcome Ainsley Hewitt and Nicholas Melhorn. And who will be the king and queen? The 2021 homecoming king is Mr. Freddie Williams. Actually, I can't see, and I'm supposed to wait till he gets crowned before I announce the queen. Is he crowned? Okay, that's a very handsome crown he has on, okay. And now our 2021 homecoming queen, Madeline Gorski. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for our homecoming king and queen. Great young people, great students, great representatives of Dallastown's community.
Vans OSS Health is a proud sponsor of the YAIAA. OSS Health offers quick access to quality orthopedic care in 5 convenient locations in York, Hanover, Mechanicsburg. OSS provides spine and joint care, pain management, and sports medicine. Urgent care is also available 7 days a week in York and Mechanicsburg. So come and see us for your urgent orthopedic needs. We get you back in the game. Visit us at www.osshealth.com.
Yeah, what's it? Oh, I saw Kenny Johnson come. She was yelling. Saw her over there. I said, oh, your son's playing well. Oh. Yeah, what? Let me see. You would ask what the record was. Southwest is 5-2, and York High is 5-1. So, and it's probably a good test for York High, just to get a little bit. Yeah. Really? Did you get something to eat? Yeah, I got a burger pizza. It wasn't that good. Yeah. Bang on the drum all day, buddy. Did you get any stats at all? I don't know. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. We'll set that up next time. That's the season finale, yeah. The 29th. Yeah. Yeah, because you got what's basketball next Friday. Yeah, I'm coming up here from Dallastown next Friday. Here, yeah. Yeah, that's why, yeah, I otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're yeah, let me come back here. Welcome back, sports fans. It's Todd Edwards, Dew Jones, Shannon Valenti, all here. Belinda Morales is here as well. A full house of sorts here at Wildcat Stadium, where Spring Grove's up 14-6 over Dallastown. As we're entering the final seconds of halftime here, they awarded. Oh, I got yeah. Yeah, they awarded the King and Queen homecoming court here at halftime. Special ceremony for that held earlier during halftime.
Yeah, shout out to all the schools that's having homecomings this week, last week, and the weeks coming ahead. So
Central also has their homecoming plan for tomorrow night, as Dallastown does. Red Lion as well. There may be a few other schools that I'm missing, but
and while we got a minute or two, we should probably go over the halftime stats with the teams around the county. Give us 1 second.
Bermudian Springs 21, York County Tech 0, Littlestown 21, Biglerville 3, Central York 34, Northeastern 0. We have Conrad Weiser 21, New Oxford 13, Susquehannock 13, Eastern York 7, DeLone Catholic 17, Fairfield 0, and Gettysburg 21, York Suburban 0. All action taking place in Week 8 of YAIAA football. And we're ready to kick off. Dallastown's going to receive. And number 10, it's Tyler Buss with the receiving it and hit hard down inside the 15-yard line. Not much running room there to start off the second half for Dallastown.
Tyler Buss on the return. He's down near the 15-yard line.
I want to remind our fans, post-game will be down on the field with the player of the game.
Giving away a player of the game shirt, and also Parmer's Pizza's giving away a free pizza, free appetizer, and 4 fountain drinks. So pretty much a family meal.
Yeah, Darren Bonaquiste always delivers, and a big sponsor of Dallastown sports, and a long throw away from Wildcat Stadium here if you want to hit that up post-game.
Dallastown setting up.
Strauss, the quarterback, looking to throw the ball, moving around. He's just going to keep it, and gets dragged down for for a loss.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
And it was almost what you would consider a coverage sack, too. Nothing was open downfield.
And that was a great
For the
tackle
quarterback,
from number 70, Cameron
Strauss.
Braxton, the senior, 6 foot, 260 outside linebacker for Spring Grove.
Owen Strauss back in shotgun formation, a running play, and a fumble may have laid the ball down. And it looks as
It's
if
been a little bit
Dallastown-
of fumbleia going on tonight here, Todd.
That was Colt Mahorty with the carry.
He's out past the 15, looks like the 17.
Looks like the ball taken out to about the 17-yard line. And 3rd down and 8.
Dallastown really has
here.
to pick something up right now.
Yeah,
and
they're
again,
kind of backed up in their own territory.
You want to go to Kenny Johnson if you can.
And there it is to the freshman, Michael Scott, with a big-time catch.
Yep, another acrobatic catch from Michael Scott. The ball's a little bit high, but he has leaping ability out of this world. I don't know what his vertical is, but I know he can almost dunk the ball on the basketball court.
And Colt Mahorty, they're back to that running game, a solid run by Colt Mahorty. And it seems as if Dallastown Dew's committed to that running game here behind a big offensive line for Dallastown.
Well, I think Dallastown wants to do the same thing that Spring Grove was doing, chew up that clock and not give them opportunities for them to chew up the clock against them being up by 8 points.
And there's Kenny Johnson down the right sideline.
And that's a nice pickup for a first down.
That's enough. That's going to move the chains for Dallastown.
45-yard line. That's a first down for the Wildcats.
It looks like Dallastown, to me, in this second half, their first drive, it seems like they're woken up a little bit. They're ready to play now, and they're getting good positive yardage.
There's Caleb Fox with a carry. And that's into Rocket territory here. We're under 10 minutes to go. A 2nd down and 5. And there's Kenny inside the 40-yard line. A little pitch and catch going on right now from.
It looks like that may be the game plan for the second half, to get Kenny Johnson more involved in the offense. And that so far has been very beneficial for
Yeah, and you
Dallastown.
hope maybe he can break one free, and you know his speed.
Well, you throw it some short a couple times, and then they'll start playing the short game, and then you throw the ball long, and he's going to probably be wide open. He has that type of speed.
Inside handoff to the Fox.
There's Caleb Fox with a carry.
The 35. Looks like the 33.
Caleb Fox, a junior for Dallastown.
Ziegler again on the tackle.
And right now, a rather effective drive to open things up here in the second half.
Dallastown's not having no issues right now on this opening drive.
Caleb Fox.
He's inside the 30.
Yeah, that offensive line of Dallastown getting the push and opening some holes up here for the running game of Dallastown.
Yep, and as Shannon just said, they're pretty much in a no-huddle offense, and it's really slowing down Spring Grove. It looks like they're starting to get tired a little bit. Expect to see a timeout soon.
And there's Michael Scott down the left sideline. 15-10, 5.
Touchdown.
Michael Scott.
And it's only a matter of time. Michael Scott's having a really big game so far. And this might be one of his breakout games.
It could be, and he's just a freshman. Want to remind the fans that are tuned in, he's a freshman.
The key thing for Dallastown right now is to go for the two-point conversion.
Well, they're in hopes of tying this game up right now. They're down by 2 with 8:40 to go, but an effective opening drive for Dallastown, and this gets them back into this game, which was a much-needed scoring drive by Dallastown.
And they are going for a two-point conversion.
That's
and
Colt
he's in.
Mahorty. Colt Mahorty with the two-point conversion.
The two-point conversion is good, and we are tied.
And
you can
just
hear the
like
fans.
that, you hear the Dallastown fan base now.
They're excited.
They are excited, particularly the student section, and we're knotted up 14-14 here, at Wildcat Stadium.
Yeah, and as Shannon said, that drive almost seemed too easy. Dallastown came out and had a first down almost on each of his first series, and it looked really easy.
That D-line looks tired. They better start rotating them around. That no-huddle's killing them.
And you're right, that's what happens with a no-huddle style offense. I mean, the hands get on the hips and you get worn out rather quick, particularly coming out for the halftime break that Spring Grove
Absolutely.
and Dallastown both had. But
looks like Dallastown figured something out against Spring Grove to run fast and, you know, as Shannon said, get into that no-huddle offense and see what we can get out of it.
Nathan Winslow getting set to kick off the ball here for Dallastown. Nathan, a sophomore. The left-footed kicker kicks it deep on that one.
That's
inside.
an opportunity to
and
return
a fumble. The ball comes at.
Hit him in the face
there.
mask. He's off to the races.
And he could be down
He's
the
off to
left
the races.
sideline. Michael Scott's right there and brings him down, the speedster.
That was speed on speed right there, Todd.
That was, no doubt about it, dude.
Michael Scott just scored a touchdown, and he just pretty much prevented a touchdown with that tackle on defense.
That was Braden Merrill with a fumble and then a big run, kickoff return to atone for his mistake there with laying the ball on the carpet.
And Braden Merrill's another one of those athletes that can do a little bit of everything on the offensive side and defense.
And we have a brand new game here due tonight between Spring Grove and Dallastown. 14-14,
and
8:25 to go here, dude.
And Todd, that's what we kind of expected between these two ball clubs. They're very evenly matched, and we expected a tight ball, a contested game.
There's Irie Brooks with a carry.
He's out near midfield.
And an injured, looks like two injured Wildcats down there. Number 42, that's Nathan Stankiewicz. And I can't make out the other player down for Dallastown. The training staff along with Coach Ron Miller out. And you don't know if it's cramps at this point. It is a warm night for football tonight, too. We kind of overdressed for the occasion tonight since it was homecoming weekend. It's
Yeah, I definitely appreciate this weather because I know there's times when we do games in November and it's very cold outside. So.
Yeah, we'll take it in the middle of October. Great weather.
We're also tapped, also to let fans know, we're tapped to do the BK Classic again this year, and that's pretty much featuring kids from 3rd grade to 8th grade, ran by Bud Kyle. Very nice performance they put out last year. We were there about 9 hours. It was chilly.
It was a little
but
chilly.
This year it's going to be at Dallastown, so we'll be inside the press booth, and we'll have that's something right here. And we'll have a little bit.
Gavin Wentz was the other Dallastown player that's up on his feet, making his way off the field.
Great.
With number 42, Nathan Stankiewicz, a sophomore. So it's unusual to see two injuries at one time occurring there, dude. But
absolutely.
It is at times a rather violent game, as we can see and hear sometimes from our broadcast booth.
As they say, it's controlled violence.
Yes. And you mentioned the BK Classic going to be held here, and they do have a press box.
Mm-hmm.
So
we should have some heat
for us. Yeah. And back to the running game there for Spring Grove, led by Irie Brooks. Has to be over 100 yards if he isn't already.
He's getting close to 100 yards right now, Zaire Brooks. Has over 1,000 yards on the season so far.
Yeah.
1,000-yard rusher.
Brings up a 3rd down and 3 for the Rockets. And, you know, when you have an effective running game, as both teams do, the game kind of gets chewed up rather quickly. And here we are in the 3rd quarter, under 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean game. Not a lot of turnovers.
2 on each side, but there's Irie Brooks back off the left tackle and looking for running room down the sideline. And there's Kenny Johnson there on the tackle.
My mistake. I did not mean to say not a lot of turnovers. It hasn't been a lot of penalties this game. It's been a pretty clean game so far.
Two turnovers for each team.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Johnson with the tackle.
3 fumbles and 1 interception so far. One of the interceptions was caught by Kenny Johnson for Dallastown. And this is going to be a barn burner, Todd. As I said again, I can see this game going all the way down to the last probably 5 minutes of the game before you figure out who's going to win this game.
It was really kind of my game of the week, and I'm glad we were part of it here. This is the big game of the week, and I think heading into Week 8, the most competitive game out there, and we're glad our sponsors kicked in, and we're glad we can bring the game to you this Friday night.
Absolutely.
Not a cell phone this time, but a coin purse.
I think we did a great job this year so far, Todd, picking the teams, the feature, the matchups, and pretty much we try to find the marquee matchups in the YIAA. And I think this year we did a really good job of getting some top-notch talent, and all the games have been pretty much competitive.
They have, no doubt about it. And there's Andrew Osmond. A flag, it has been thrown. Andrew looking for running room down the right sideline and gets bounced out by Kenny Johnson, but a flag out on that play and maybe coming back here, dude, with 6:15 to go.
And Andrew Osmond, he goes from quarterback to running back to whatever they need him.
Safety, kicker, punter. And it's Cameron Braxton with a penalty for along the offensive line for Spring Grove. That's going to come back and force Spring Grove back. Had a chance to see Kenny Johnson's mother at halftime. She's pretty pumped up, pretty ecstatic, standing there in her Kenny Johnson shirt. So
I'm sure she is.
A proud mom seeing
Absolutely.
her son play here.
His family
this
comes
Friday
out in
night.
full force. They'll support him out there on that field. Number 1 for Dallastown in the safety position.
And the ball fumbled and another flag down, and that may be against Spring Grove due here.
That was a snap infraction on number 55.
Against Logan Herbst, the senior, the 6'1", 240-pound senior for Spring Grove. And again, they're not moving in the right direction, dude. They're continually moving backward here.
And you kind of can feel the momentum starting to swing towards Dallastown's way. I mean, you know, Spring Grove still has a great opportunity to score here, but you kind of got the feel that, you know, Dallastown is starting to get the momentum and starting to put a lot of pressure on Spring Grove.
An empty backfield set. The Rockets spread out. Zyree Brooks in motion. And it's a quarterback keeper. Oh, and brought down hard by number 3, Isaiah Baker. And that was quite the takedown, dude.
Absolutely.
Third and forever for Spring Grove right now. Third and 32, dude. In the playbook, what do you have dialed up in the playbook on that one?
That's a tough one. Let's ask Shannon. He's a former quarterback. What play would you do for a 3rd and 32?
Backed up like this, and you're not even at the 50 yet. You got to throw a screen or just run a little dive just to get some yards, so that way you can punt it off. You're not going to get this first down.
And that's words from Shannon Valente. He's a former quarterback in the YIAA.
And there's a run by Zyree Brooks. And that's going to bring up a 4th down, and
Looks like
presumably their punting unit's going to come out.
Looks like Spring Grove wanted to be conservative on that last play. Don't really know why they ran to the short side of the field, you know, giving the ball to Zyree Brooks, because you get him in the open field, he could do amazing things in the open field. So, yeah, I believe, you know, Spring Grove kind of conceded on that 3rd down and it was ready to punt the ball.
Well, and speaking of Andrew Osmond, the first punt of the game, I believe. You're right.
May be.
Andrew Osmond, the left foot.
And you got Kenny Johnson back there ready to
Kenny's
receive.
Back.
And he
There's Kenny.
receives
we'll see
it.
what Kenny can do. He catches the ball.
Speed.
5:30 out to the trips up near the 35-yard line.
And you wonder about Kenny Johnson. He's down on the field right now, but he plays every phase of the game: offense, defense, special teams. I mean, he's a safety, so he's running guys down.
And he's slow. I mean, it's on the far side of the field, but it looks as if he's slow to get up there, players are surrounded by Kenny Johnson, as is the training staff and Coach Ron Miller, and not the sight you want to see here for Kenny Johnson, a D1 athlete.
Not at all. Saw him kind of trip up a little bit, like turf toe, or, you know, just kind of the turf kind of got any.
The training staff for Dallastown, OSS official out there by Kenny Johnson. And I know a lot of the Dallastown faithful sitting kind of on pins and needles right now due the star player for the Wildcats.
Mackenzie Vaughn, we have identified your phone that's here in the press box. Mackenzie Vaughn.
With 4:10 to go, we're tied up here at Wildcat Stadium. Spring Grove 14, Dallastown 14. With 4:10 to go, the 3rd quarter. Both teams have full complement of timeouts.
$1,000 for cell phone returns.
It's a scary sight to see right there, Todd. Kenny Johnson is still on the field, still laying on the field. I'm sorry. It was a non-contact injury.
And it looks as if he, like we mentioned, tripped up.
And as Shannon said, look, they're stretching his hamstring out.
or chicken corn soup.
While we have a break in the action, let's get some scores from around the league. Bermudian Springs 21, York County Tech 0, Littlestown 35, Biglerville 3, Central York all over Northeastern 34-0. We have Conrad Weiser from Berks County taking on New Oxford. Right now they have a 28-13 lead over New Oxford. Susquehannock 28, Eastern York 14, Delone Catholic 24, Fairfield 0. Gettysburg all over York Suburban do 35-7.
Also have another score, still high at 34. Camp Hill 7 at halftime.
And Dewar, is he up on his own volition there? And it.
Yeah, gingerly though.
Gingerly, yes, and he's going to be taken off to the side.
Yeah, he's not having any. Yeah, he's hardly putting any pressure on one of his legs, so I don't know how that's going to play. They definitely need him in that safety position, and of course in the wide receiver position as well. He's probably about the only player on Dallastown who can catch up with Zaire Brooks.
Yeah, no doubt.
Zaire Brooks.
Zaire Brooks, yes, and we're back to action here, and they give to Colt Mahorny. And the focus for Dallastown now, you have Michael Scott, and maybe that go-to receiver on this offense.
And we were waiting for Michael Scott to have a game like this. As I said before, we filmed a couple games prior, and he was always featured, but he didn't get too many touches. So tonight he has a touchdown and I believe around 4 catches. So tonight is one of those breakout games for Michael Scott, number 6 for Dallastown.
Yep, near side to us. Out there also to Kerry McWilliams, near side for Dallastown. Backs in the I formation. Going to bring up a 3rd down for Dallastown.
Hand off to Mahorny.
Colton Mahorny with a carry for Dallastown.
Justin Towns in on the tackle.
Again, it's a lot of runs going on.
Yeah,
and Dallastown's just trying to chew that clock up as much as possible, because that's the same strategy that Spring Grove has is to chew the clock up.
And there's a quarterback keeper. Strauss with the ball, and man, a nice run, and that may be enough for a 1st down here, Dew.
Yeah, Strauss pretty much ran over one of the players and kept on running.
It didn't look pretty, but it was effective, and a 1st down for Dallastown, and they're going to move the chains. We hope to maybe have a report with Kenny Johnson and to find out what's going on with Kenny Johnson. And they give to Colton Mahorny with a run.
Hand off to Mahorny. Bangs his way into
And
the
do you
field.
feel we're going to see a steadier diet now of the run game from Dallastown?
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
that Kenny Johnson's out?
Absolutely. They're getting 1st downs off the run game, so you might as well just keep burning up the clock and getting the 1st down.
And do what works here right now.
Keep the ball out of Spring Grove's hands. Don't want Zaire Brooks to get the ball because, he's a fast player.
Yeah,
one of
and
the
he's
fastest
a game
on the field.
changer. He can change the game real quick. Full backfield there. And give to Colt Mahorny right up the middle. 1st down and more.
It's a hard run.
He's going to move the chains again, dude. Colt Mahorny.
1st down, Wildcats.
I see Kenny Johnson on the far side walking rather gingerly, as Shannon Valenti says.
I see it
He's
as well.
going to take a seat on the bench, but remains to be seen whether he comes back. They give now to Caleb Fox.
That's going to be a very good, momentum for Dallastown. They can win this game without Kenny Johnson in the 2nd half. That's going to give them a lot of momentum.
And an injured
moving
player
forward.
now for the Spring Grove Rockets. They can't quite make out the number. Yeah, it's going to be hard to keep a Kenny Johnson. You would think Kenny, the competitor that he is, wants to get back into this game, but for health reasons, And the training staff still tending to him on the sideline. But right now, a Spring Grove Rocket player is down on the turf.
And it's been about 5, 6 different players down so far in this game. And, you know, later on this season, you know, as their body's starting to wear and tear a little bit from a long, rigorous regular season, you wonder.
Yeah, you wonder. And then you wonder on a warm night like it is tonight if the cramps set in a little bit. And
yeah, there's people out here in T-shirts and shorts tonight. I mean, it's...
Oh, and there he is back up on his feet there. Looks like number 52, that's Justin Towns for Spring Grove, is walking off on his own volition here. Yep, and off to the sidelines he goes.
Good to see him up on his feet, walking off on his own accord.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You never want to see someone carted off, whether it's at this level or college or the NFL.
And you see Dallastown against in that
Full
set.
Backfield set. There's Caleb Fox with a carry and turning it into some positive yards again, on a 2nd down and 5.
And Caleb Fox, number 33 for Dallastown, has been their hero in other games as well.
Yes,
he's
we've called his
really hard runner.
Name a few times.
Opened the game up big time, and games against the Manhattan Township game, he had a great game.
And there he is, Caleb Fox, looking for extra running room off right tackle. And that's enough for the first down, A new set of downs for Dallastown.
And it just feels like Spring Grove right now is a little bit deflated. Their front line is not really stopping what Dallastown wants to do, and they seem a little bit deflated.
But still plenty of time. I want to emphasize we're going to have a whole quarter remaining. 48 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Jumbo backfield set here and there's Colton Mahorny right up the middle looking for running room.
And it's something on that right side that they like, and they're exploiting it, and they're going after it almost every play.
It's a big offensive line led by number 55, Ethan Vargas for Dallastown, and you can see some of the big bodies, even from our vantage point up here in the booth here. Ethan Vargas.
And there's two more guys down on the field.
Jonathan Rhodes, two.
Well, one got up, but one's still down.
The Rocket is up on his feet. Now we're going to see the one Dallastown player. It looks like number 74 for Dallastown. That's Connor Dayhoff, the senior. Again, the training staff.
And we just mentioned there's been so many injuries, or so many, partial injuries so far in this game. You just wonder, with the long rigors of the season, it's starting to wear and tear on the kids' bodies.
Yeah, you wonder if you start breaking down here in week 8 as see Connor Dayhoff down on the field. Coach Ron Miller out there with the training staff.
It's real important for nutrition, conditioning, and things like that for the long haul, so you can be, healthy throughout the whole season and also get to the district and that state level, because you need all your players, especially when you get to the district and state level.
Yeah, and lots of times everybody seems to focus on the physical well-being, but there's also the mental part as well, mental wellness too, that's important. And I sometimes think the mental wellness gets overlooked too, not just for the athletes, but I think in general for us living here.
Absolutely.
And now he's up on his feet there, Connor Dayhoff.
Good to see Connor on his feet.
Yep. Look. And again, he's walking kind of gingerly off the sideline. I happened to keep an eye on the Dallastown sideline. Kenny Johnson trying to kind of run a little bit, but it looks as if he's still sore with the training staff over there.
And Dallastown, if they come out with this win tonight, they have a great chance of making to the district. So, if they can...
Well, I think coming into tonight's game, they were listed as number 8 in 6A. District 3. So it's...
Yeah, and if they can pull off this victory without Kenny Johnson and, not have him on the field so he doesn't get injured or, get hurt anymore, they can come out with a victory. That's going to be very instrumental for their confidence moving forward.
Yeah, a lot of good teams in Division I. I mean, obviously, the top of the class, you have Central York and York High, but these teams right here, they give to Colton Mahorny down the right sideline looking for running room, and he may not have gotten much there on the 3rd down and 5.
And they've been working, Dallastown has been working that right-hand side of the Spring Grove defense and getting a lot of good yardage and production on that right side.
Yeah, and with that, it's the end of the 3rd quarter. Your score, well, we're knotted up here, 14-14. The final 12 minutes to go. Dallastown, it's going to be interesting. They're going to a 4th down and 3 here, and they'll have some time to think about what they're going to get dialed up here on the opening play of the 4th quarter here, and a rather fast-moving game here, at Wildcat Stadium.
And this game is exactly as we predicted it. We kind of figured that it would be a tight game, contested, a tie game pretty much going into the fourth. And as predicted, that's the way it's going down.
We wouldn't want it any other way, would we? I mean, a nice close game. And that's the one thing I think we look forward to with broadcasts. We just want a good competitive game. We got that tonight. And tip of the hat to both schools here, Spring Grove and Dallastown. I want to thank also the AD here for Dallastown for allowing us to come in tonight. And Game 3 from Dallastown.
Yeah, Josh Luckenball, the AD for Dallastown has always been warm and welcoming. Every time we want to come into the game.
Here we go. We're back. The give to Colt Mahorny looking for running room, and I think it looks as if Spring Grove stopped him. Not much going there.
Yeah, he may have got maybe a yard, but that's not enough.
That's not enough. They needed 3, and the ball's going to turn over on downs here. The Rockets, much to the delight of the Spring Grove Rocket fan base, their offense is going to come out here to start things off in the fourth quarter, dude.
Now, Dallastown's coming out in their defense, and Michael Scott has replaced Kenny Johnson at safety. And again, as we said before, Michael Scott's probably about 5'6".
Yeah,
Kenny Johnson's
big.
About 6 foot.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
6'1", Kenny Johnson. Yeah, Michael Scott, a little shorter, a little diminutive, but
Michael Scott has probably like a
38,
40-inch vertical leap, and he can jump and get the ball if he has to.
And boy, that's a big push there by that offensive line of Spring Grove, and Zaire Brooks back to doing what they do well, and that's run the ball, pound the ball.
And our statistician, Shannon Valente Jr., he's going over to the Dallastown sideline to see what the word is about Kenny Johnson. Is he returning? Is he injured? Just to get a little bit feedback of what's going on with Kenny Johnson.
My prediction, from our vantage point, I don't believe we're going to see Kenny Johnson for the remainder of this game. It looked as if he was walking gingerly. He was on his own feet there on the sideline.
And again, that was a non-contact injury that happened with him off a punt return.
The give to Zaire Brooks, and nice running room brought down there by number 3, Isaiah Baker.
Now, Zaire Brooks has about 18 rushes tonight so far. So he has and he also has 2 fumbles. So he also has to keep a hold of the ball because he knows he's going to get the ball pretty much in his last fourth quarter.
And if you're a Dallastown defender, if you've laid the ball twice down on the carpet, hey, let's make it a third time. Let's go after that ball, strip the ball out of Zaire Brooks' hands.
Yeah, Kenny Johnson has an interception, and he also has a fumble strip against Zaire Brooks. So, Zaire knows he's going to get the ball. He wants to have ball control and hold on to the ball. Don't turn it over. And if Spring Grove keeps pushing the ball down the field, they can come out with a victory.
And a big run there by number 30. That's Braden Merrill. We've called his name a few times tonight in relief of Zaire Brooks.
Braden Merrill is another fan favorite for Spring Grove. We see on the YouTube chat some people bringing up Braden Merrill's name. Expect to see a little bit more of him this game, and like I said, also in the future.
A packed house here at Dallastown. And sometimes I think there's as many people on this track as there are in the stands. And no different tonight, but we're back to action here. Not much going there for Zaire Brooks, brought down by a bevy of Dallastown defenders.
And our reporter, Shannon Valente, says Johnson is getting up, walking regularly now on the sideline. So we may see him again if Dallastown gets the ball again on offense for their last drive.
Well, I would imagine, looking at this realistically, with just over 9.5 minutes to go, it looks like Dallastown probably at least have 2 more possessions in this quarter to do what they need to do. And of course, conversely, Spring Grove right now with the ball. And it looks like a quarterback keeper by Andrew Osman, and the talented junior for Spring Grove picks up the first down.
Yeah, keep an eye out for Andrew Osman. He's a big-time player. He's 6'1", 205.
Yeah, and
he's only a junior.
Yeah, only a junior. Already has a D1 offer from Valparaiso State. They want him to come in and play the safety position there for their college. I got a feeling he may pick up a few more D1 offers along the way. Just a junior for the Spring Grove Rockets.
Yeah, and Andrew has a 60-yard run in this game. I don't know if that was a score. I have to go back and check, but he has a 60-yard run right up the gut.
And speaking right up the middle there, that's Zaire Brooks down to the 30, inside the 30, down to the 20-yard line, and a big run, bringing along with him a few Dallastown defenders do.
Absolutely. And Zaire Brooks has reached over the 100-yard mark.
Easily.
He's a 1,000-yard rusher.
and well on his way maybe for another 200-yard night tonight.
I may be mistaken, but I believe there's only 2,000-yard rushers so far in the YAA, and that's Jaheim White for York High and Zaire Brooks for Spring Grove.
Another talent that we're going to see here closing out the season. But right now, Zaire Brooks up the middle and inside the 5-yard line.
And that's a tough tackle that Michael Scott just did on Zaire Brooks. As I said again, Zaire Brooks loves to put his head down and run guys over, and Michael Scott did a great job stepping up there and taking that hit and bringing him down. Normally, that'd have been Kenny Johnson in that position where Michael Scott's at number 6 at the safety position.
Safety position, full backfield
and it
there.
is feeding Zaire Brooks until he gets into the end zone.
And is he down there, Derek?
And that's a touchdown.
A touchdown, a 4-yard touchdown for Zaire Brooks.
But he's a 1,000-yard rusher for a reason, Todd.
No doubt about it. He kind of put his team on his shoulders, and just like that, Spring Grove with the lead here with 8:26 to go in the fourth quarter.
And Spring Grove's playing old school football. Like I said, Zaire Brooks, he has around 19 to 20 rushes this game, and that's old school football. And that's what's really keeping Spring Grove into the game.
Yeah, 3 yards and a cloud of dust, and it's just pound the ball, and you wear out an opposing defense. And Andrew Osman on for the extra point attempt. The kick is up and good. And your score, Spring Grove 21, Dallastown 14.
Yeah. And just when I said it seemed like Dallastown was getting the momentum and pushing the ball, here's Spring Grove, they turned that all the way around and went for the score. Now they're up by 7 points.
It's been a great matchup. We want to remind the fans that are tuned in, we will be back on the air 2 weeks from tonight for that season finale, that big main event matchup as York High travels to Central York.
And that's going to be a packed house.
Oh, it's going to be a packed house. And fans, you may just want to sit home in the comfort of your own home and tune into Sports Shooting Stars, as we will bring that game to you
and
2 weeks from tonight.
And that game was going to be at Central Field. And as we said, James Franklin was there about 3 weeks ago.
Just a couple weeks ago. Had the pleasure to see him on the sideline.
Came in with the helicopter. I mean, it
was a spectacle, dude.
Absolutely.
And, I was glad I was there for it as a sideline reporter, and it's a treat. It's a different perspective being a sideline reporter as opposed to being up here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah,
you get to see the games differently.
Yeah, one of our hashtags is why AA has talent. And you can see that, throughout your county and Adams County. There's a lot of players who can play Division I, who's getting Division I offers. Almost every team has a guy that's going high D2 or high D1. So it's really a pleasure and a privilege to watch these guys play.
Yep, and here's Andrew Osman, one of those D1 players.
He has an amazing foot.
And that's going to be a touchback. And what an asset that is, dude. We mentioned about that kicking game. What an asset that is for the Spring Grove Rockets.
Yeah, he's been
You're
kicking,
forcing these teams to go 80 yards.
Yeah, he's been kicking 60-yard kickoffs so far, throughout this whole game. And with Dallastown, Kenny Johnson's, was on the side, walking around a little gingerly. You wonder if he's going to see any time for this series for Dallastown, because they need a score, and he's one of their big-time players. But right now, he's not out there.
No, they have Kerry McWilliams, number 13, out there, the wide receiver position. Of course, Michael Scott. And they give to Caleb Fox, looking for running room off the left tackle.
And this game has really been a ground game, Todd. It hasn't been many passes at all in this game, I think.
Old school football, you mentioned it, Dew. And, now it's these prolific offenses with the passing game and these stud quarterbacks. But sometimes this conventional game where you pound the ball and play with good defense wins as well, Dew.
With less than 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
And they give again to Caleb Fox, looking for running room on 2nd down and 6.
And without Kenny Johnson out there for Dallastown, it shows a different dynamic for the Dallastown football team, that they can't really pass. They can pass the ball, but that deep threat is not out there. But keep an eye on Michael Scott, number 6 for Dallastown. He's having a great game so far with 4 catches.
He is. He's in the slot
and
position
a score
here. A 3rd down and 5, and this Spring Grove Rocket fan base is on their feet, making noise here. And to give to Michael Scott, breaks free from one tackle, too, trying to make moves. And boy, what an effort there.
And that was a sea
Michael Scott
of Spring Grove players over there. That play was initially sniffed out from the door, Michael Scott did his best to try to make some yardage off of it, but that's been a quick 3 and out. They're going to punt the ball now.
It's a 4th down, and it looks as if the offense is out there on 4th and 5. Interesting play call here. The ball's on Dallastown's own 27-yard line.
Well, Dallastown.
Colton McHorney, it looks as if Colton McHorney is down back there now. Brandon Merrill back to receive the punt, and a fake punt. I think they were stopped short on 4th and 4.
And that play never really got a chance to develop. They tried to do a fake punt, but they were already rushing up the middle. Maybe if you hit the outside or you had a guy streaking down the field, he could have passed the ball for that 5 yards that they needed. But that play never developed. Give Spring Grove the ball back.
In great field position at the 20 with 6:31 to go, up by 7. And, of course, Spring Grove is looking to put the foot on the pedal here and maybe punch it in and could possibly seal the deal with another score
Well,
here.
you know absolutely what Spring Grove's going to do. They're going to give the ball to Zaire Brooks. He's doing a great job. He has over 100 yards this game, unofficially 126 yards this game. And he's just going to work it.
And back to Zaire Brooks, and there's Colton Mahorny in on the tackle, and you think Dallastown knows what's coming here. A heavy dose of Zaire Brooks in the running game and a flag down. We'll see what this penalty is due with 6:27 to go.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield. Offense.
Illegal formation, 5 men in the backfield there for Spring Grove. That's going to move them back to.
Yeah, right now, Dallastown needs to get a turnover because Spring Grove's not going to give up the ball. They're going to run it. They're going to give it to Zaire Brooks, who's a 1,000-yard rusher, has over 15 touchdowns so far in the season. It's probably in contention to be one of the players of the year in the YIAA.
Yeah, you think about Zaire Brooks for Spring Grove. You think about Jaheim Florida White for York High. Let's not forget Bo Perbola from Central York. Andrew Osman with the run. Looking for running room, breaks to the outside, and not much there.
And that actually works in Dallastown's favor because he went out of bounds, which stops the clock.
It does with 6:11 to go. A 7-point lead for Spring Grove, who come into this game with a 5-1 record. Dallastown, 5-2, their 2 losses to York High and Hempfield, the Black Knights in Lancaster County.
And York High had a big win over Coastville this year. Coastville is a powerhouse.
After their opening loss to Governor Mifflin, which we were lucky and fortunate to be there, they've been on a roll.
Had a chance to watch Tyson Singleton, not Tyson Singleton, I'm sorry, Nick Singleton. Yes.
Another stud running back committed to Penn State.
Big time back.
Short gain on the play.
And a short.
In on the tackle.
Bring up a 3rd down and 11 with under 6 minutes to go. And if you're Spring Grove right now, you're in no hurry. You let that clock run a little bit. You have that 7-point lead.
Well, right now, I think the advantage is in Dallastown's favor because Spring Grove haven't really passed the ball at all, and it's 3rd and 11. So you know they're probably going to run the ball. If they can stop them, not let them get them 11 yards, they have an opportunity to get the ball back. And I also believe that Spring Grove's going to go for it. It's a 4-down situation.
If it gets to that point, but right now it's 3rd and 11.
They don't want to get the ball back.
And there's Zaire Brooks off right tackle, looking to run.
And that might be about a yard. He might be about a yard short of the 1st down.
Inside the 20. First down for the Rockets.
That's a first down.
And a new set of downs, and again another opportunity to eat at some of that clock due.
With 5 minutes, with a little less than 5 minutes to go in this game, I think that might be the play. That might seal the deal for Spring Grove.
And you kind of have to throw it out to the viewers that are tuned in at home and watching on our YouTube page. Who do you consider to be that player of the game tonight?
Absolutely, yes. On the YouTube chat, let us know who you believe the player of the game should be. So far, Spring Grove's in control of this game.
Yeah, and there's Zaire Brooks with the carry. A short game brings up a 2nd down and 6 for Spring Grove with just over 4.5 minutes to go here in the 4th and final quarter. Homecoming night here at Dallastown, as the king and queen were anointed here at halftime tonight.
If you have a Honda, please check to see if you have your key fob.
And we're back to action there. A nice run by Zyree Brooks, looking to break out and brought down by Caleb Fox.
That's a good takedown from Caleb Fox.
This set the edge there a little bit, looking to go around it. But if you're Spring Grove, as I mentioned seconds ago, they're comfortable with that clock running right now, which is just under 4 minutes to go. A full complement of timeouts by both teams right now. But it brings up a 3rd down and 6 for Spring Grove. Clearly in the driver's seat right now. Spring Grove up by 7-2.
Yeah, Zyree Brooks has over 20 rushes so far in this game, and unofficially around 154 yards. That's some old school football for you.
Yes. I've always liked a good ground and pound game with a solid defense. And
he gets the ball. Zyree Brooks gets the ball 75, 80% of the time for Spring Grove.
And there he is, another carry, but Dallastown swarmed all over him on that play. It's going to bring up a 4th down due. Interesting to see what Coach Kyle Sprinkle does on 4th down.
And the game's not over as of yet, but some of the fans that's watching on the YouTube live chat saying Zyree Brooks should be the player of the game.
And it looks as if a timeout's going to be called.
Timeout.
And
Timeout
just
called by Dallastown with 2:57 to go. Again, the score: Spring Grove 21, Dallastown 14. Don't go anywhere, sports fans. We still have an exciting 2 minutes and 57 seconds of game action here. Go ahead,
I'm sorry, Todd. And I just got some information about Kenny Johnson for Dallastown. It looks like he's done for the night.
He is done.
And he's been out of the game since the middle of the third quarter. On a no-contact injury, by the way, on a kickoff, on a punt return.
Yeah, it was almost like the turf kind of tackled him with his foot, and he went down and
don't know if that's a hamstring injury, it's a turf toe.
We hope it's nothing serious and major. Again, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, he's been offered 4 Division I scholarship opportunities.
And they're just going to pour in throughout this
Toledo,
offseason.
Temple, Penn State, and this week UConn. Interesting to see what more offers come Kenny Johnson's way as he's a junior for Dallastown. Interesting side note, did you see that Joe Nelson from York High decommitted?
I did see that.
From UConn. And Andrew Osman out for the field goal
and
attempt.
Andrew can knock this down with no problem.
And I believe, was there a timeout or whistles were blown here? I'm awaiting word. That kick was up, and it appeared to be good from our vantage point, too.
Andrew Osman has a powerful leg. He's been kicking the ball with some power the whole time, this whole game so far.
That was an encroachment on Dallastown, which the 5-yard penalty would bring up a 4th down and 1, but it kind of moves that ball in closer for Andrew Osman.
Well, it looks like Spring Grove has changed their personnel, and they're going to go for that 4th and 1.
Interesting. You would think they would have maybe declined it and put those 3 points on the board, and it would have extended their lead to 10. But with that, as you mentioned, it's a 4th down and 1, and that offense trots back out on the field for the Spring Grove Rockets. Go ahead, dude.
And Todd, let's take a guess. Who's going to get the ball?
I think we know number 20, Zyree Brooks.
You almost got to know he's going to get the ball. He has enough strength to get that extra yard, and that's all they need.
Yeah. Now a Spring Grove timeout by Coach Kyle Sprinkle. They're going to think things over here with both teams having 2 timeouts remaining with 2:55 to go. It's Spring Grove 21, Dallastown 14. It's been an exciting game right now, and I got to say, if Spring Grove does hold on for this win, my vote Zyree Brooks for player of the game, no doubt.
Zyree Brooks.
A close second would be Andrew Osman.
Yeah, we're also going to talk to Andrew Osman if they happen to win this game, but Zyree Brooks is the player of the game so far. And again, you get the ball 20, 21 times, and you got a touchdown and your team's leading, and you're putting a lot of production in, and he deserves it. And we would love to give away a shirt and a free pizza from Parma's Pizza to the player of the game. He can bring a couple of his teammates with him.
Shannon Valenti came back to us and from the sidelines back to the broadcast booth.
AJ Butterfly on the live chat. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Well, here we go, dude. This may be the game here. 4th and 1, a heavy backfield set.
And you know it's going to number 20, and there it is. He has the ball,
rolling,
and that's it.
And that may have sealed the deal. An 8-yard touchdown run by Zyree Brooks, his second of the night.
And Spring Grove fans are excited.
And rightly so. That may have put the nail in the coffin tonight.
They support their team 100%. They're loud. They're here. They came into Dallastown Stadium, and it looks like they're going to walk away with a victory.
2:50 to go.
And Shannon Valente said that Dallastown should have punted instead of going for that. You know,
it's
hindsight is perfect, of course.
Yeah.
But, you know, I believe they should have punted the ball as well. You can't give a team like Spring Grove the ball at the 28-yard line when you know all they're going to do is run the ball and get to number 20.
Yeah, much to the delight of the Spring Grove fan base here. The kick is up and good by Andrew Osman, and that gives them a 2-score lead.
I know I said it before, but I'm really impressed with Andrew Osman, his leg. He kicks that ball hard and high.
Well, and we mentioned this, at this level, it doesn't seem like the kicking game's very proficient for a lot of teams. I mean, Dallastown had Mitchell Grove, and Spring Grove has Andrew Osman, who is really a do-everything type player for this Spring Grove Rocket Ball Club.
Yeah, having a kicking game is very important. And you see those teams that go to the districts and to the states, I mean, they have kickers.
Yeah, you mentioned at the high school level, this past weekend in the NFL, how many missed field goal attempts and just how pivotal and critical that third phase of the game, the special teams can be.
I actually went to the Eagles and the Tampa Bay Bucks game last night, and the
busy
Eagles
night of football the past 2 nights for you.
It has been.
From the city of brotherly love to Dallastown here. Seeing the GOAT play, Tom Brady.
That was an opportunity to see Tom Brady play. And as I told people, Tom Brady is like that. I mean, poised, confident, and just a winner, man. You just see it. He's just a winner.
It is a pleasure to watch.
There's another big kick. This time he has a chance to return it.
And, he could be gone out to the 40, 45.
But here's the thing. If that was an ordinary kicker, he probably would have ran that ball back. But you had Andrew Osman back there.
Yes.
He's a defensive player, and he's a physical player.
No doubt about it.
In a game like this, you get that ball like that, you got to make that man miss. There's no excuse for that. You got to take that one home, especially in a situation like this.
Yeah, being down by 2 scores, no doubt.
Absolutely. That was a great run. But he was number 10, Tyler Buss.
We've called his name a few times, and a big return for Tyler. Sets Dallastown up with nice field position here. Some helmets popping there, on that one. Gavin Wentz with the reception.
And Dallastown has to have a hurry-up offense. They have to get back to the line and get the ball up.
Gavin Wentz may be slow to get up, and now there he is on his feet.
And that time is still ticking. Also want to give a shout out to the Dallastown Stadium. The food here is amazing. I mean, they cook a lot of different things: baked potato, pizza, chili.
In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Gavin Wentz. But there's a flag down on the play. They move Dallastown back here with 2:14 to go. Dallastown down by 2 scores. Spring Grove 28, Dallastown 14. Illegal shift by Dallastown.
You can't do that.
With 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Well, 9 seconds. But there's a timeout.
Second charge timeout in the second half.
Timeout by Spring Grove. That'll give them 1 timeout remaining here.
And you notice, Todd, years prior, you see teams like Central York, High kind of run away in the county. Now you start seeing teams like Dallastown, Spring Grove, Southwestern starting to step it up a little bit and be more competitive. And it's going to make the whole league more competitive instead of just having that Central York and York High run away with the county.
Yeah,
and I love to see stuff like this because we can expand our broadcast and go different places and show these competitive games.
Yep. Overthrew his intended. He had to kind of throw that away there to his intended
Owen
receiver.
Strauss had to get rid of the ball.
Gavin
Nothing
Wentz.
was open. I would suggest him going back to Michael Scott. Michael Scott's really good in the open field. You don't have Kenny Johnson out there.
No, it'll be interesting to see with Kenny Johnson. He'll be out for the remainder of this game, but will he miss Central's game next week?
They got to get that ball down the field. Yeah, Michael Scott is open down the middle.
Yeah.
Shannon Valente, our
Gavin
statistician,
Wentz.
didn't notice that. Michael Scott has been getting open a few times down the middle, but
Yeah,
Owen Strauss.
It brings up a third down, and those short completions at this point when you're down by 2 scores, I don't know how effective and how worthy they are, but
Yeah, with only a minute and 45 seconds to go.
And it looks like another. Gavin Wentz looks like he's down on the field, hurt. The training staff comes out to Gavin to.
And that's been a common theme so far in this game. Guys getting hurt and laying on the field.
You're seeing that, a lot of
It's been a lot of hard hits this game as well. But as we already said, getting late into the season and playing all these games and all this contact, you just wonder if there's starting to be a little wear and tear on the body. A lot of these athletes, they play year-round anyway. They condition, they're training,
Or playing other sports as well.
Absolutely.
And, Gavin Wentz down for Dallastown. Again, the training staff around him. Your score, Spring Grove 28, Dallastown 14. Well, if things hold out the way they are right now, Spring Grove is going to move to 6-1 on the season.
Yeah.
Dallastown would fall to 5-3.
And Spring Grove's only loss so far has been to Central York,
yep.
which is ranked #1 in the state in 6A.
In the state.
I mean, that's they haven't played Yorkai. Yorkai's coming up.
And that's really going to be a main event battle. That's going to be our next football broadcast. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be at Central York High School. And Gavin Wentz up on his feet there, walking, and it looks as if he'll be walking rather slowly off the field here, too.
Yeah, this been a hard-fought football game. Like I said, both teams laid it all on the field. Zaire Brooks, I mean, he just been running wild. I mean, like I said, you get 20, 21 touches per game. Whoa. I mean, it's hard to stop a guy like that who's not tired. He keeps on going. Had about 12 touches in the first half. I think around 15 touches in the second half. And 2
Strauss
touchdowns.
looking to throw the ball.
And he just threw that thing
up to Michael Scott. Overthrew intended receiver Michael Scott. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 14, and
We'd like to see the quarterback go to Isaiah Gutierrez.
Gutierrez.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'd like to see him go to him. Number 4, a taller athlete, kind of has the same build as Kenny Johnson.
Strauss looking to throw the ball deep downfield and connects.
And that's a good pass.
To number 3, Isaiah Baker, and that's a 1st down and steps out of bounds with 1:29 to go,
Yeah, and Dallastown's not giving up at all.
No, you battle till the final seconds on the clock, and Dallastown is showing that right now with some grit here with 1:29 to go. Spring Grove 28, Dallastown 14. Back to action here. Strauss completes to Michael Scott, cuts inside.
Strauss's pass complete
And a nice pass and catch by Michael Scott. And you almost have to be in a hurry-up style offense here.
Absolutely.
Scott's caught everything that came his way. He hasn't dropped one yet.
And a lot of those passes are really high, and Michael Scott's jumping up to get that. And I said again, Michael Scott's only probably listed at 5'6", 5'7", but he probably has about a 38 vertical leap. I mean, he can touch the rim, he can grab the rim. He's only a freshman, guys, so keep an eye on Michael Scott, number 6 for Dallastown.
And, there's some trying to sort things out here on the field here with 1:06 to go.
I want to thank all the fans for tuning in on the YouTube chat. We see Don Burrs, Appy Burrs, Lamana Highlights, Shannon Valente, of course, Doug Lair, AG Butterfly.
And it looks like a quarterback keeper. Nope, and not doing there on 1st and goal.
Don't know if you want to do a quarterback sneak at the 5-yard line with you being down with 2 scores. I mean,
Drill. Be Dallastown's 2nd timeout. That'll leave them 1 timeout remaining here with 57 seconds to go.
Want to give a shout out to Kay Burdett. He's watching from Mexico.
Yes, he's
on vacation.
Time, a little
yeah.
R&R, so we won't be seeing him with Cade visuals this week.
Well deserved.
Video. Yeah, well deserved.
Kay's a hard worker, man.
I have a feeling he's going to bounce back 2 weeks from tonight as Central
he'll be there.
and York High.
He'll be at the Central York High game.
I
With
got
bells
a feeling.
on.
I have a feeling that may be a hot ticket to get. You may want to camp out early and get there early for a ticket because I have a feeling, again, it's going to be a packed house there. And don't fret if you don't get a ticket. You can sit home in the comfort of your own home and watch Sports Shooting Stars.
And that may be the last game at home for Central York. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, ranked as #1 in the state. If they move to districts, I would feel they would have the opportunity. Yeah, and they're to give to Colt Mahorny.
And they stopped them at the 1 yard line.
Interesting play call here. Yeah, the clock continues to run here.
We'd like to thank you also to our event staff, York Area Regional Police, York Regional Emergency Medical Services.
Want to give a shout out to the Jenkins family. They're always tuning in. Bailey, Connor, the whole family. What's up, Jenkins family? Hope everything's going well.
We may have some more volleyball action as well. I know to switch gears a little bit, but we may be doing some more volleyball, maybe 1 or 2 volleyball matches as the volleyball action heats up. The regular season in YIAA finishes up next week around the league, and we have some great teams in the area. We mentioned Spring Grove, the Lady Rockets, Central York Lady Panthers, and let's not forget York Suburban, undefeated in Division II.
Yeah, York Suburban's having a great. The females are having a great season so far. And also keep an eye out. Next week we may be filming a Ball is Life event at Mako Park in Columbia.
You're going to be part of that, correct?
Yep. Markel Wemsley. He's hosting some type of event where guys are coming to play basketball. And Ball is Life, they're going to bring a team there as well. So we're going to do a live coverage of that. So keep an eye out.
And a push there, we're waiting, and word, and the side judge comes in, and that's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
I didn't quite make out who punched it in there, but
we want to tell the fans that's probably tuning in for the first time from Spring Grove. Well, check us out on Sports Shooting Stars on YouTube, also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. We're looking for likes. We're looking for followers, even more sponsors as we do other games. We're interested in doing wrestling matches, volleyball, football, of course, basketball. And this is our 5th season of filming live high school sports.
The kick is up and good.
The extra point by...
Also would like to thank Belinda Morales, our videographer, behind the camera, doing all our footage behind the camera, pretty much all 5 seasons. Cliff Kern, big shout out to Cliff Kern. He's our producer from afar, making sure everything's up and, no glitches or anything like that. Shannon Valente, this is his first time coming out today.
Here, yep, welcome Shannon. And
helping
Morales,
us out.
Our camera operator here. And a big fan base here for Spring Grove, well represented.
Yep. And if
the visitor section here today.
Yeah, and if the Spring Grove fans want us to do any more games or, any other sport, you can hit us up on Sports Shooting Stars on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. And, if you want to be a sponsor, that's also something that we do. As you can see, we're rolling our sponsors' contact information at the lower third of this broadcast.
Yep, and Ethan Vargas with that Dallastown score. Just want to remind our fans that are tuned in, Ethan Vargas with a 1-yard touchdown run.
And I thought 100%, Todd, that this game was going to be a 1-touchdown game or within 10 points. A very evenly matched team. Kenny Johnson did not play almost the whole second half.
No, out with an injury, and we hope and wish and pray for the best for Kenny Johnson.
Spring Grove had an excellent game plan.
And no onside kick, which and Zyree Brooks just going to knee it there.
Didn't really understand that kick. You think you wanted an onside kick there with 31 seconds.
Interesting choice there, but nevertheless, it gives the ball back to Spring Grove.
And Spring Grove's pretty much is going to be in victory formation, and all they had to do is down the ball four times, and that's it.
And much to the delight of the Spring Grove fan base, as you can hear at home. Sometimes words are not needed, You can just let the crowd speak for our broadcast. A big win by Spring Grove. They'll move to 6-1 tonight.
And they're in victory formation.
And they are, and rightly so. for the Spring Grove Rockets. Again, your final score, Spring Grove 28, Dallastown 21.
Everyone drive safe.
And we're going to make our way down to the field for a little post-game interview with the player of the game. And presumably at least from my perspective, it has to be none other than Zyree Brooks, the running back for Spring Grove. A rather impressive performance tonight. A big win for Spring Grove tonight. Again, your final score, Spring Grove 28, Dallastown 21. We're going to make our way down to the field for Player of the Game awards. And it was a great game to broadcast. It was competitive, and that's what you ask for when you come out and broadcast these games. I want to thank our sponsors tonight, 6 big sponsors, and then we want to thank the fans for tuning in this Friday night. From wherever, from all points in between, whether you're Cade Burnett in Mexico on a little R&R, a little siesta, or fans in the greater York area. This is a Spring Grove Rockets band. Plays here to close things out. Yep. Want to remind our fans to stick around for post-game interviews with our player of the game, and hope to speak to head coach Kyle Sprankle for Spring Grove. A big win for the Spring Grove Rockets. And
yeah, fans, just tune in for a few more minutes. As the Spring Grove faithful, they're still here, excited for their team. They came in.
They are, a lot of the fans have left, but there's still a lot here as well, wanting to cheer on their team. And a big win for the Spring Grove Rockets team as they move to 6-1 and are still kind of in contention, in this Division One.
They are.
Let's not forget the Spring Grove Rockets. I think oftentimes we mention York High and Central York, but the Spring Grove Rockets only have one loss and that was last week to the Central York Panthers. As we're going to kind of make our way here onto the field, Coach Sprankle going to talk and address his team here as we make our way on the field.
Oh, okay. Who said that?
We're going to set up here the familiar territory for us, here. The cheerleaders here. It's a homecoming night. I think Spring Grove's homecoming was last week. Yeah. Zyree, a much-deserved player of the game, but we're going to join. Yep. That was Zyree Brooks, our player of the game. We hope to talk to Andrew Osman as well. And Shannon Valenti is here.
Thanks.
Shannon, your thoughts on this game tonight?
This is the game that I thought it was going to be, honestly. It was a good game, one-score game. It was exciting to watch. I mean, I got to see both coaches on both teams do some adjustments at halftime, and they made it fun to watch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think, this game was really kind of that game of the week, and that's what we're kind of focused on here at Sports Shooting Stars, getting that game of the week, and they certainly lived up to the billing,
Absolutely. This game was exactly what we thought it would be, about a 1-touchdown, maybe a 10-point game. Dallastown, I think, did a great job, especially not having Kenny Johnson in there for the second half. He went down on a no-contact injury. I don't know if it's turf toe or a hamstring injury, but
it's an injury. It's an injury that's going up from his ankle all the way up to his leg. He doesn't know what it is yet. Hopefully, he figures it out and he comes back strong.
Yeah, we hope so, because this Dallastown's going to need him next week. They'll play host to the Central York Panthers right here on this field. But we're waiting. Coach Kyle Sprankle addressing his team tonight after a big win. We're going to have the player, Andrew Osman, Zyree Brooks, and Coach Kyle Sprankle.
Oh, and this is the player. Yep.
Oh, yep. There's two. Yep. I'm gonna have them two stand right here.
And it sounds like there's a happy birthday celebration going on as well. But a rather festive and jovial time here for the Spring Grove Rockets as their fan base is in front of us. Very happy to see their performance. Andrew Osman, big game,
hey,
I'll tell you. Like a Swiss Army knife. Hey, you want to say anything to anybody that's watching at home?
I just want to thank my teammates. It feels great to be back out here playing with my family and getting a win.
Want to say hi, Mom?
What he said. Tom, bring me my money. What he said, basically, so just for the family, for my brother that's watching. I know he's watching me. I know he's proud of us. You know, I made a mistake, but I fought back, so I know Ty watching me.
There you go. A big game. When that clock hit 0, what was going through your mind tonight?
That was a dub. Like, I was just proud of our guys, how we fought back. It was all tied up, but we just kept fighting. It was a dog fight, so that's what I liked about us. So
well-deserved win, and you moved to 6-1. Where do you go from here?
Win again. Go to practice again. Next team up, so we just keep finishing.
Zaire Brooks, dog, best running back in the league.
Let's get the coach in here.
1,000-yard rusher, and you added to that total tonight. Yes, no doubt about it. Coach, come on in here.
Yep. You're live on camera. You're on TV
you're live
right
on
now.
camera. First of all, would you like to say anything to the many people watching?
I'm sure my family's watching too, so I'll say hello to my wife, my oldest daughter, Ireland, Crimson Champlin, Dempsey Landry, and the newborn, Aniston.
A big win, Coach. What went into tonight's game plan with this win against Dallastown?
It starts on Monday with our preparation and stuff, and this team was a great practice team last year, but they're even a better practice team this week. They're focused, they know what they want, and they go out there and go out to earn it.
And they certainly earned it tonight. A big win as you guys moved to 6-1.
Hey, I want to just give a shout out to Andrew. You have sneaky speed, man, and you're also strong. So, what was the game plan in the second half, like to secure the win?
Just to keep playing our game. We knew if we continued to churn and keep getting those yards, we were going to break some, and we were going to put some points on the board.
And you just got an offer from Valpo, right? And who's some other teams, other colleges that's looking at you right now?
I've been in contact with a few other D1 schools, Rutgers, Cincinnati, and some smaller FCS schools in the Patriot League.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we have a Player of the Game shirt for Zaire Brooks. You were voted by the fans for Player of the Game. So check that out right there. If you can just show the shirt. Actually, this one's yours. This one's yours.
Okay.
All right, you can show the shirt real quick.
Which one is
Put it up so everybody can see it. Player of the game. Both you guys, we got Player of the Game shirts, and also
well-deserved.
I want to give you a Parmer's Pizza in Dallastown. Put the shirt back up.
Hey, do you mind taking a picture? Yeah, then too. Yeah, we'll
because this will go up on our Sports Shooting Stars page.
Yeah, get in here, Coach. Yeah, get in here. Yeah, we'll get in here all.
And also, free pizza, dinner for 4 for you guys. Take out a couple of your guys on the team, man. Take your boy with you, man. Take your boy with you. Free pizza.
He's looking for a little attention as well. There you go.
Good job, Coach. You guys did a great job.
Well
Great
deserved,
job,
guys. Great win.
Yep. Looking forward to see you guys again, man. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
All the best.
Hey, man. Good job.
All the
bro.
best.
Way to work, man. Way to work.
Good seeing you, man.
Hey, man. Way to work, bro. Good to see you.
Yep.
All right, don't go anywhere.
And what a way to finish this game. And the Spring Grove faithful fan base is here, and rightly so, a big win.
Absolutely, man. It's the first time you got a chance to see Spring Grove. I think we had them on the schedule earlier this year.
We did, and the game with York High was canceled,
The game was canceled, so we didn't get a chance to watch them. But, they put on a really good show. They're as good as advertised. Zaire Brooks shows me that he has he has great conditioning, and he can carry the ball 20 sometimes a game and still get up big yards.
No doubt about it. A fun night, and we'll be back 2 weeks from tonight at Central for that big main event matchup, York High at Central. And who knows, we may even have a volleyball game thrown in there, too.
Yeah, the volleyball, the girls' championship next week on the 26th.
With the 26th, and before that, we may do that Spring Grove girls at Central volleyball game. So just tune in, follow us on Facebook or Instagram. It's Sports Shooting Stars. We may be adding things as days go by.
And if people are not familiar with Sports Shooting Stars, we film live high school, basketball, football, any sporting event. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, Instagram. This is our 5th season. We have
Fifth
over
season.
120 games that we filmed live. So, you know, we want to give the kids more exposure. And, you know, we believe that our county, York and Adams, has a lot of talent, and we're here to expose them.
They do, and we're seeing it from week to week. I mean, I saw this team last week with Central. They hung in against the top team in the state. And this week they bounced back with a big win against a good team in Dallastown.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, just check us out. You know, Shannon Valente, you want to say anything before we get up out of here?
It was a good game. Can't wait for the next one.
No doubt about it. Join us at Central York with York High 2 weeks from tonight.
Yep.
Fans, good night. Have yourself a great night, and stay with Sports Shooting Stars.
Yep, check us out. See you guys later. Thanks a lot. Oh, real quick, let's shout out our big shout out to our sponsors tonight: S3 Performance Training, Parma's Pizza, Dean's Auto, Plaza,
Prestige Motor Cars of York.
Integrity First Home
Buyers,
and Basil Insurance.
Yeah, we should know this off the top of our
Absolutely.
head without reading the script.
Yeah.
6 sponsors tonight. Thank you for the sponsors. Thank you to the fans for tuning in.
Those
It's been a great
sponsors
night.
are an intricate part of us putting these games on TV and online. So we really appreciate our sponsors. Thank you to everybody. If you want to become a sponsor, hit us up on Sports Shooting Stars on our inbox, and you know we can make something happen.
No doubt. Have yourself a great night. We'll see you soon.